Great. This was red. Now we're green. We are live at CollectCo for Saturday night's live Facebook record sale. We are going to be showing you records. If you didn't know that already, you are now in the right place. I'm holding in my hand a Pink Floyd Division Bell that I will be showing you in just a minute. So, welcome. If you hadn't already, please go ahead and share the feed. Please go ahead and share the feed if you haven't already. I got some new vinyl to show you. I have some sealed vinyl to discount. We got all kinds of stuff to show you. Right now it's me, Jake, and Paul. Let's get to the main feed and share here, group, and a whole lot of records. Share it in a couple other groups that allow me to share it. I'm very thankful for that. I didn't even do a hot post for tonight. I think y'all know just to tune in and you're going to see great records. I think that's the go-to now. Y'all know to tune in and you're going to see great records. So let's get this shared on everywhere else. Copy link. Let's go over here to Instagram and get it shared on our story. And there's our story. And I'm going to do this right here. We're going to do link. And it's going to say YouTube live now. All right. Here we go. Let's see, chat. Okay. Right now it's me and Jake. Tanner will be here in a second. Paul's just stepped outside and he's going to be right back in a minute. He's going to keep pricing us some new stuff. He's already got us some new vintage arrivals. Paul was here. He works for us on Saturdays. I think y'all are familiar with Paul by now. Does a great job pricing and selling for us. So first thing I want to do is go through some new vinyl that we had last night. If you were watching last night, you've probably seen a lot of this new vinyl. But we're going to show it one more time to kind of warm up the show while everybody's getting on. Let's go ahead and remind everybody about how to share on here. Also, let me look over here and see if we had any Japanese shipments arrive. I don't think we did, but there is a gigantic box here. I don't know what that is. I think that's just a couple other LPs. We'll set those aside for right now. There's my other phone that I need. I've got some $6.99 stuff ready for you, but let me go ahead and remind you about please how to share. Let's see. Get this pulled up. Okay, so on Facebook, I think if you're watching the live feed, you can click kind of right here and hit send. And I think when you do that, you can send it to people individually. But as y'all know, there's an arrow usually on most of the feeds where you can share it to your Facebook feed, share it in a group. And then if you're on YouTube, there's a thumbs up button. And the thumbs up button on YouTube is pretty much the equivalent of sharing. Obviously, you really can't share a video on YouTube unless you take the link and post it, which no reason to do that. If you just go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, YouTube algorithms will do the rest and recommend it to people who like vinyl records. And hopefully they find our show. So let's go ahead and go through this first crate of new vinyl. I'll get some auction started in just a second. I've got some new vinyl to go through, some stuff you've never seen. If you're new and if you watch every show, it's probably stuff you hadn't seen in a long time. I've also got some auctions to run through. And the first thing we're going to do is auction some sealed George Harrison. This is George Harrison somewhere in England. It is a sealed copy. It actually has just a small saw mark right here. I was about to say it has no saw marks, but it does. That's a $10 start. $10 start. This is George Harrison somewhere in England. That's a $10 start. George Harrison somewhere in England. That's going to be our first auction tonight. David Johnson was at the store today. Now he's at 3rd and Lindsay at the Pablo Cruz concert. Awesome. And Chris Wood Sr., yes, we already did the pre-order on the Aerosmith box set. We pre-sold it, and then we sold out. But if you want one, I can get it for you. They're $149.99. Okay, Extreme, Porno Graffiti. Extreme, music on vinyl pressing, $39.99. Let's see what we have in our first bin here. Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power. Pantera is the limited edition colored vinyl. $34.99 on Pantera. Also, No Doubt, self-titled. No Doubt is the 25th anniversary edition. $29.99 for No Doubt self-titled. Dave Matthews Band, Remember Two Things. Dave Matthews Band is their debut album. It's a 2 LP remaster as well. $39.99 for Dave Matthews Band. Pantera, Reinventing the Steel. This is $31.99. $31.99 for Pantera. That's also one of those colored vinyl variants. Peter Tosh, Legalize It. $28.99. Peter Tosh, Legalize It. $28.99. The Psycho soundtrack, the classic Alfred Hitchcock film score by Bernard Herrmann. That is $24.99, and that is on colored vinyl. I think this is the only now playing greatest hits we have left in stock, and that is Dokken. Dokken now playing, a.k.a. their greatest hits. That's $28.99, and this is our last two Danny Elfman solo albums. Danny Elfman is the 1984 debut solo album by Oingo Boingo's frontman. It's remastered. It's also on limited edition black and blue vinyl. That is $28.99. The Ramones self-titled album. The Ramones self-titled is $28.99. Those are really good masters of those albums, that self-titled, and we also have Rocket to Russia. That's $31.99. So Ramones and Ramones. George Buchanan wants a Danny Elfman. First sale of the night, sold to George Buchanan. That's Danny Elfman. Solo album. By the way, George Harrison's up for bid. We had 3 people bid $10, and the first was David Williams. So David Williams is the high bidder on George Harrison. He came in first on that. That's a $10 start, and that is a sealed copy of George Harrison somewhere in England. Now for some kind of new stuff, especially if you wasn't watching last night, we have Carrie Underwood's Greatest Hits. That's a 2 LP, 21 songs. They're all #1 country hits, $36.99. Kiss, Animalize. Kiss is the 2014 remaster. Got several Kiss albums back in stock yesterday. Here's another one. Animalize is $33.99. Lots of new Ryan Bingham, including Mescalito. $46.99 on Mescalito. That's a 2 LP. Ryan Bingham, $46.99 on that. The other new Kiss restock was Hotter Than Hell. Hotter Than Hell is $33.99. That's also a 2014 remaster. System of a Down, Toxicity. System of a Down is $28.99, and The Cure, one of their unofficials. This is from A Land Down Under, which is Australia. Live in Sydney, 1981, $31.99. That's a Cure live unofficial. Sturgill Simpson, Cutting Grass. That's the Cowboys Arm Sessions Volume 2. That is blue and white vinyl and a glow-in-the-dark cover, $28.99 on that. Final call, George Buchanan. You are out on the George Harrison, and we're about to sell it for $10. A sealed copy of Somewhere in England. We're about to sell that for $10. Final call. Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory. That's $38.99. Another Ryan Bingham. This is American Love Song. $31.99 for Ryan Bingham, American Love Song. Blackberry Smoke, The Southern Ground Sessions, $28.99. That is 180-gram Orange Crush vinyl, $28.99. $28.99. Also Kiss self-titled, $33.99. The Shania come out this week. If the Shania album was supposed to come out this week, then we haven't got it yet. So it's either been pushed back or it's been delayed, one of the two. Kiss, Rock and Roll Over. That's another 2014 remaster, $33.99. Whiskey Myers Firewater, $28.99 for Whiskey Myers. And the Turnpike Troubadours, Goodbye Normal Street. That Turnpike Troubadours is $28.99. Sell Out, that's Co Wetzel, $28.99 for Co Wetzel. And Blackberry Smoke, Like an Arrow, $36.99 for Blackberry Smoke. New bid on George Harrison. Scotty Hypes has it for $12. New bid on the sealed George Harrison. Coulter Wall self-titled, that is $28.99. The stickers almost fell off. Let me see if I can get that back up top here. It's probably going to rip now. Those aren't supposed to come off like that, but hey, there we go. $28.99. Nick Bargeron's at $15 on George Harrison. The other steel drivers we have, that is the one with Chris Stapleton. That is $31.99. George Harrison's now at $15. We also have the Adobe Sessions Unplugged. So this is the Adobe Sessions Unplugged by Cody Jinks. That's $34.99. Old Crow Medicine Show, Remedy. That's $34.99. And John Mayer Continuum. 2 LP of that, $39.99. George Buchanan, also on Steel Drivers. and that is this one right here. George Buchanan's got the first two and the only two sales out of this crate. He got Danny Elfman and Steel Drivers. He may be the only one awake right now. We have Coulter Wall, Imaginary Appalachia. Last copy of that for $28.99. Whiskey Myers is $34.99, and there's another copy of the Steel Drivers. But for his benefit and for everybody else's, we did go through this crate 3 times last night. So this isn't relatively new stuff. We've been through these 3 times already. That was probably the 4th time, actually. So let me go through it one more time and just read you the titles, then I'll go through some new stuff, okay? We'll go through some new vintage arrivals that Paul has priced for us. By the way, George Harrison's at 19. So we had Whiskey Myers, Coulter Wall, John Mayer, Ode Crow, Cody Jinks, Steel Drivers, Coulter Wall, Blackberry Smoke, Co Wetzel, Turnpike Troubadours, Whiskey Myers, Kiss, Blackberry Smoke, Ryan Bingham, Oasis, Sturgill Simpson, The Cure, System of a Down, Kiss, Ryan Bingham. Also more Kiss, Carrie Underwood, Ramones, Danny Elfman, Dokken, Psycho Soundtrack. We have Peter Tosh, Pantera, Dave Matthews Band, No Doubt, Pantera, and Extreme. Jeff Johnson, let me know which Whiskey Myers you want. We have Whiskey Myers self-titled. We also have Firewater, I believe. And yeah, and we sold out. I ordered all those albums again. As y'all know, we had like 5 different Cody Jinks albums last night. We had 5 different Whiskey Myers, I think 5 different Ryan Binghams. Most of those are gone. Jeff Johnson on Whiskey Myers and Whiskey Myers. So he wants both of them. These are sold to both to Jeff Johnson. Okay, we do have an out on George Harrison. So Nick Bargeron is the final or the high bidder on George Harrison at 19. George Harrison at 19 with Nick Bargeron. That is a final call. There's Brian Case's nightly comment saying the feed sucks. And here's my final or my nightly reminder to tell Brian Case, if you go watch on YouTube, your feed won't suck. But Brian likes watching on Facebook, evidently. Let's go through some new vintage arrivals. These are all new vintage arrivals. Let's see what Paul has in store for us. Looks like some check condition stuff. I hadn't got to go through it right quick, so let me pull it off screen right quick and figure out what we have in here. Alrighty, some pretty interesting looking stuff. They're all going to be buy it nows. And let's see what we have in here. Good deal. All right, let's go through this crate right here. Let's go ahead and sell the George Harrison for $19. $19, George Harrison, Nick Bargeron. That is sold to Nick for $19. And we have new vintage arrivals. Not before I put up some new auctions for you. Let's do that right now. And that's going to be for let's do some $5 starts. $5 starts. Let's see what we have in here. We have Jackson Brown, The Pretender, and Stephen Stills. Just to keep some information in the back, we have Stephen Stills and we have Jackson Brown, The Pretender. No condition notes on either one. Actually, Jackson Brown's a 1976 UK import. This is a $5 start. Jackson Brown, The Pretender, and The Best of Stephen Stills. Those are $5 starts. Jackson Brown, The Pretender, and The Best of Stephen Stills. All right, let's see what we have here in this new bin of vintage arrivals. Black Sabbath Paranoid EX copy, $39.99. That's on the Warner Brothers Burbank label. Looks like a pretty solid jacket at VG Plus. EX, $39.99. That's Black Sabbath Paranoid. Led Zeppelin Physical Graffiti. I couldn't spit it out fast enough. That is $39.99. Led Zeppelin Physical Graffiti is $39.99. Physical Graffiti and Paul McCartney. This is a VG Plus, $31.99. Paul McCartney, VG Plus, $31.99. Country Joe and the Fish, Electric Music for the Mind and Body. EX condition on this, $21.99. Country Joe and the Fish, Essential West Coast Psych. Paul has a note on the back, $21.99. And we have Fleetwood Mac Tusk, VG Plus copy. Of course, Tusk is a 2LP, $17.99. Also, what's the Black Sabbath? That is Paranoid. Second label, Burbank, EX condition, $39.99. Bob Dylan and the Band is a VG copy, $14.99. VG copy, $14.99 for Bob Dylan and the Band. That's a VG for $14.99. And Marvin Gaye Live at the London Palladium. That's a VG Plus, $19.99. VG Plus, $19.99. Is there a solution if your Facebook feed frees up? Not really, just, no, there's nothing we can do about it for sure. It's just on your end, just make sure you got all of your apps closed out, refresh, don't have anything else open, and You know, make sure you're on the best internet. If you're on your Wi-Fi, try connecting to your cellular signal. If your cellular signal sucks, then try going to your Wi-Fi. Right now, we're connected through an Ethernet cable, but sometimes our internet does drop. So, Calvin Ward on Marvin Gaye, but no, I don't think it's ever going to stop kind of buffering for you unless you... But some people watch and they have no problem at all. So, I don't know. Some people just freeze and some people have no problems at all. Marvin Gaye is sold to Calvin Ward. We have Kiss Dynasty. Kiss Dynasty is a VG copy for $29.99. That is a 79 Pittman press, VG condition, $29.99. No poster, but it does have the original inner sleeve. That is $29.99 for Kiss Dynasty. That is an OG VG copy. Errol Smith, that's a VG Plus $21.99. Does have a sticker right here on it. VG Plus $21.99. Someone was either trying to sell it for $250 or $2.50 at one time. That is VG Plus $21.99. Also, Black Sabbath, We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. Black Sabbath is a Terre Haute reissue. Disc 1 is EX and Disc 2 is VG Plus. Not a bad price for We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. Just slightly a check condition record. That's a Black Sabbath hits compilation. $34.99 on that. And Paul Johnson, Here Comes the Sun, S-O-N. That is EX $12.99. EX $12.99. That's a gospel record. Here Comes the Sun. That looks really good. $12.99 for Paul Johnson. The Decemberists presents Picarceresque. I don't know if I'm saying that right whatsoever, but this is an original 2005 U.S. press. It's VG Plus $29.99. Deep Purple, made in Japan, is a VG copy, $12.99. If you request next Saturday, I will look at that, Mark Fallon, after tonight's show. I will take a look at that. A stirred Gilberto. A stirred is a VG copy, $9.99. That's in shrink wrap, and it is a mono pressing. Your Shadow of Your Smile, or The Shadow of Your Smile, a stirred Gilberto. That's in shrink wrap. The vinyl's VG, $9.99. Jetstream wants Deep Purple. That's sold to Jetstream. And we have Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Stars and Stripes Forever, EX $17.99. Thomas Hujar wants a stirred Gilberto. And what I always recommend to people, if you haven't, there's a lot of people I think that have bad connections on Facebook, but they've never tried YouTube. And if you've never tried YouTube, that might be your first problem, because if you're having really bad connection problems on Facebook, you could at least try YouTube once. You could at least go over there and try it once, but I know a lot of people that have nightly connection problems on Facebook that have never tried YouTube. Please go try YouTube. Final call if you want to bid on these auctions. I've got two just like $5, just if anybody wants it, $5 on this. This is Jackson Browne the Pretender. That's a $5 start. And Stephen Stills, the best of Stephen Stills, that's a $5 start. So two auctions back there looking for just $5 starts. I'm about to make them buy it now if nobody bids. Tommy Flowers, Nitty Gritty was $17.99, EX condition. EX condition. And this is The Doors, VG copy $17.99. The Doors self-titled, that's on the red Electra label. VG condition $17.99. That's the 1970 Waddell red label. Never seen that before. Waddell red label. Electra $17.99. Jetstream's at $5 on Jackson Browne. Woodstock, this is the 3LP live Woodstock, VG Plus $19.99. There's some odd spots on the vinyl, but it does not affect play. That is a triple LP too, the Woodstock soundtrack, VG Plus $19.99. Also, Chuck Berry, One Dozen Berries. Chuck Berry is VG, $9.99. It's a stereo repress, and it has a pretty rough cover. Cover is probably, you could call it in poor condition, $9.99. We have bids on both auctions, Jackson Browne and Stephen Stills. Christopher Morris was second to Woodstock. Jetstream was first. Jetstream first on the Woodstock soundtrack. We'll give that to Jetstream. Christopher Morris was second. Did we have some nightly nudity? Oh, yeah, the back of the Woodstock. I forgot about that one. Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. That's a VG Plus, $39.99. It's a 1972 Monarch. VG Plus, $39.99, 72 Monarch. Rush, All the World's a Stage. This is EX, $39.99. Rush, All the World's a Stage. EX condition, $39.99. Rush, All the World's a Stage. EX, pretty close to being non-check condition. Queen, Thank God It's Christmas. Wow, never seen that before. EX condition, $12.99. $12.99. Black Sabbath Technical Ecstasy. This is an EX copy, $34.99. It's a 76 Winchester EX, $34.99. Black Sabbath Technical Ecstasy on that. Okay, let's see. Let me go back up to the top, and we have John Lill was first on the Queen. We'll give that to John Lill. David Howard second, and Leslie Holt third. All right, we're going to give away these two auctions. Stephen Stills and Jackson Brown, $5 bids, 5 and 5, and $5 Jackson Brown. That was sold to Jetstream, and Kelly Bagwell got Stephen Stills. Great deals on both of those. Those are both sold. I'll put up two more in just 1 second. How much was Fleetwood Mac in condition? You're probably referring to Fleetwood Mac Tusk. That was a VG Plus for $17.99. VG Plus $17.99 on Fleetwood Mac Tusk. The Decemberist, the Tane, 5 songs. VG Plus $44.99, 2004 pressing on Gray Swirl. The Decemberist, interesting. VG Plus $44.99. Metallica is $49.99. It is Good Plus. I was going to auction this, but we're going to call it Good Plus. It's a 1986 specialty press. It mostly plays well, but there are a few skips. It's a great starter copy. So it is Master of Puppets, and it's only $49.99, and that's because it's a Good Plus. It is an 86 specialty press. Mostly plays well, but there are a few skips. Great starter copy. That's the notes we have on the back. That's $49.99. $49.99. So you can pick up that one for $50, or you can buy a really nice copy for like $200, or you can buy a really nice promo copy for like $600. Your decision. Or you can buy a new copy for about $30. Yes, Fragile. This is EX, $16.99. I've had several Metallica albums in this condition before. When we're auctioning high-grade Metallica albums, you might want to take note, because the ones I've had before, I had a Master of Puppets that was even worse than this before. These albums were played extremely heavily. The music's heavy, and the vinyl was played very, very heavily on that. $49.99. Shout, the Isley Brothers. That's a VG copy for $29.99. That is a 1959 mono. Shout, the Isley Brothers. Also, Johnny Winter and Live. VG, $9.99 on Johnny Winter. We also have CCR, Chronicle, Creedence Clearwater Revival, their 20 greatest hits, VG Plus, $29.99. VG Plus $29.99. That's Creedence Clearwater Revival, Chronicle, VG Plus $29.99. Cynthia Herdron on JW. JW was Johnny Winter, sell that to Cynthia Herdron, and we have Jetstream was second on that one. Excuse me. Thought I was about to cough. There it went. TLC, Ain't Too Proud to Beg. TLC, that's a 12-inch single. VG copy, $9.99. Also, Traffic, Low Spark of High Heel Boys. Traffic is a VG Plus, $22.99. Traffic, Low Spark of High Heel Boys, $22.99 on that. Yes, Tormato, that's a VG Plus for $14.99. Yes, Tormato, VG Plus $14.99. And the Best of the Doobies. EX condition on Best of the Doobies, $17.99. Leonard Skinner Street Survivors is a VG copy, $24.99. Leonard Skinner Street Survivors, that is, has the insert and the merchandise form. It has the insert and the merchandise form, just $24.99 on that. Street Survivors. Tracy Miller wants TLC. That's sold to Tracy Miller. And Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits. That's a VG copy for $12.99. Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits. Shane Devers first on Leonard Skinner. Kara Bauer first on Doobie Brothers. Nick Bargeron, you were second on TLC. Let's do a quick recap on this bin, because there are some records that should definitely not be left behind, like Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin and Fleetwood Mac. So let me show these one more time. Hopefully everybody's woke up now. You have a great internet connection and you're ready to purchase these records. If not, Chad is going to be extremely disappointed. Let me take a drink of water first. Okay, here we go. First, we have Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti, OG copy, EX condition, $39.99. Physical Graffiti, EX condition, $39.99. Jared DeJagger says he wants Black Sabbath. Now, Jared, do you want Paranoid or We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll? Let me know. Jared DeJagger also wants Led Zeppelin. So we'll give Jared DeJagger Led Zeppelin first. We'll wait to see which one he wants on Black Sabbath. And let's go ahead and pull Tusk for George Buchanan. Actually, we'll put Led Zeppelin there for Jared. And then Jake, there's another Jared DeJagger and another Jared DeJagger. He got the next three, Black Sabbath, and Led Zeppelin. George Buchanan's going to get Tusk. George Buchanan gets Tusk. Now we're off to a good start. Paul McCartney, that's a VG Plus for $21.99. Country Joe and the Fish is EX for $21.99. Mark Fallon wants Kiss. That was Dynasty, the VG copy. Let me go ahead and pull that for Mark Fallon, Dynasty. Country Joe and the Fish, Electric Music for the Mind and Body. That's an Essential West Coast Psych, what Paul had on the back. Bob Dylan and the Band, that's only $14.99. That's because it is a VG condition. Aerosmith's debut album, self-titled, has Dream On, VG Plus $21.99. Paul Johnson, this is a gospel album, Here Comes the Sun, EX $12.99. And The Decemberist, that is VG Plus $29.99 on The Decemberist. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Stars and Stripes Forever, EX condition, $17.99. Let me get some new auctions started. Let me figure out what we can auction here. We have some stuff that I definitely need to pull out. Let's see what we have. Creed, their greatest hits. Exclusive, first time on vinyl, includes side D etching. We auctioned a Creed album last night. Here's their greatest hits. It's in shrink wrap. It's 2 LP, and it includes, is it in here? It's supposed to include a slip mat. Maybe that's gone. No, maybe it don't. I thought that's what that was supposed to include, but I don't guess it's in here. If it is, it's not in here. This is a $30 start. $30 start on Creed's greatest hits. Near mint in shrink wrap. And I think that was a Walmart exclusive at one time with this slip mat. And this is a $30 start. Let me get this back in here. I don't like these inner sleeves. $30 start. Creed's greatest hits. That's going to be our next auction. Craig Ruth is in at 30. Let me lay that right back there. We have a claim for Aerosmith, Jared DeJagger, Aerosmith. Next is 2 bids on Creed, 30 and 30. Also, The Doors, their debut album, VG copy, $17.99. It's a 70 press. This album originally came out in 67. This was pressed in 1970. Take it as it comes. Light My Fire, Soul Kitchen, Break On Through to the Other Side. Creed's at 30 and now 35. Chuck Berry is VG, $9.99. The Rolling Stones, OG, Exile on Main Street. OG, VG Plus, $39.99. That's usually an instant seller. Rush is still available. All the World's a Stage, EX, $39.99. And Black Sabbath, another Black Sabbath. Actually, there was a third Black Sabbath, Technical Ecstasy, EX, $34.99. Another Black Sabbath Ozzy album. And speaking of Ozzy, we got Blizzard of Oz up for auction. Blizzard of Oz is a 1981 U.S. pressing. It has some odd spots on side 2, does not affect play. Paul has listened to this and he says it plays great. It plays absolutely fantastic. We're going to call it an EX copy, and it's going to be a $45 start. EX Plus. The cover is about VG. It does have some handling wear. It does have some creases, or spine stress marks is what I call them. That's a $45 start. $45 start on Ozzy, Blizzard of Oz. Creed is now at 35, now 36. Jetstream wants Berries. Sell that to Jetstream. And what's the price and condition? Kiss was a VG copy for $29.99. The Decemberist, another one, VG Plus $44.99. Ozzy's a $45 start. Yes, Fragile, EX, $16.99 on Fragile. Metallica is $49.99. It's a Good Plus copy. Good Plus copy, $49.99. Metallica. Shout, the Isley Brothers, VG for $29.99. Creedence Chronicle, VG Plus $29.99. Traffic, Low Spark was VG Plus $22.99. Yes, Tornado, VG Plus $14.99. And Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits, VG, $12.99. Alrighty, so Ozzy's up for bid, looking for a $45 start. And Creed is now at $38. If anybody decides you want anything else in that bin, just please let me know. So I've got 5 on-sale crates for you. I've got 5 on-sale crates. I've got some new vinyl that is sort of new, but it's a lot of stuff that you've never seen before. I still have a crate of new vintage stuff, and then I've compiled a bin of new vinyl here for you, which I want to do right now. This is some new vinyl that is not technically new, but it's stuff that you may not know we have in stock, and there's also some low stock warnings. There's some stuff in here that we only have a couple copies of, and I don't know if I were to order it right now, if I could get any more. It's like stuff we ordered a ton of, we sold a ton, and now we have 2 or 3, maybe 1 left, and if we tried to reorder it, we may not could get them anymore. So first is the very popular Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack. That's $44.99. Great movie and great soundtrack. Oh Brother Where Art Thou. That's $44.99. And the Breakfast Club soundtrack, $36.99. And of course, if you like the Simple Minds song, Don't You Forget About Me, one of the few ways you can actually get that on vinyl is the Breakfast Club soundtrack, $36.99. So back-to-back soundtracks. We're going to do 3 soundtracks. I have the Lost Boys soundtrack, which is also a challenge to find an OG copy of, just like Breakfast Club. This is $39.99, and that is on colored vinyl. That should be on red or silver vinyl, maybe blue. It's one of the two. That's $39.99. Okay, Jake, we're definitely going to have some waiting lists, but before that, let me get everybody updated on our auctions. Creed's Greatest Hits. Craig Ruth was in first at $40. Great track listing on this, too. Torn, My Own Prison, Are You Ready, Higher, With Arms Wide Open, What If, One Last Breath, Bullets. It's all on there. That's at $40 with Craig Ruth, $40. Kerry Gibb was second. Jared DeJagger was first to the Breakfast Club. We're going to give that one to Jared DeJagger, and we're going to put Lillian McCurry on a waiting list. And Lillian is also going to go on the Breakfast Club waiting list, and she's also going to get a Oh Brother Where Art Thou. That's so to Lillian. Craig Ruth is first to the Lost Boys. We're also going to add George Buchanan on that Breakfast Club waiting list. And then, if he's okay with it, we'll put Jared DeJagger on the waiting list for the Lost Boys. Now, some of these, like I said, I may not be able to get them. You're going to go on a waiting list. They could be here as soon as next week, or it may be a while. We don't really know. So these aren't anything that I've ordered recently. This is some stuff that's been laying around for a while. So several people out on the Breakfast Club waiting list, Jake. That's Lillian, George Buchanan, James Bragg, 3 people on that one, and then Jared DeJagger on the Lost Boys. And if anybody wants added to those lists, just let me know. Final call on Creed, $40 with Craig Ruth. Kerry Gibbs at $41 now. Kerry Gibbs at $41. And final call if you want to bid on Ozzy, $45 start. That's EX Plus. It has some odd marks, but it's been test played, and the cover is about a VG or VG Plus. $45 start. Next is one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, and one of the greatest soundtracks of all time, Forrest Gump. Don't make me read the track listing. Craig may be grateful enough to post it for us, but this is one of the greatest compilations of music you can put on and listen to. $36.99, Forrest Gump. 2 LPs, and the way they do it is pretty much in order of the movie, too. It starts out with Elvis Presley and Dwayne Eddy, a young Forrest, and it goes all the way through Leonard Skinner's Sweet Home Alabama. All the 60s stuff's on here. Bob Dylan, the Beach Boys, California Dreamin', Buffalo Springfield. I have sold a record number of Forrest Gump soundtracks. I'd say most people watching have probably bought a copy of that from me, especially the music on vinyl. We sold a ton of those, but if you're relatively new, you may not have one. James Bragg wants one, and George Buchanan wants one. Forrest Gump and Forrest Gump. If anybody wants on that waiting list, let me know. We did some Megadeth last night on sale. I've got, behind that Megadeth title was this, which I hadn't shown in almost 3 months. Megadeth Dystopia. I only have 3 copies left, and I highly doubt I could order this again if I wanted to. Megadeth Dystopia, $29.99. I've only got 3 copies, and like I said, I doubt I can get that right now if I tried. That came back in stock in June, and I hadn't shown it since then. Let's go ahead and end some auctions. Jake, Kerry Gibb gets the Creed for $41. Any copies left of the recently received Talking Heads? Ryan, I do not have that in stock right now, but I'm going to have some hopefully next week. Chris, Ozzy's a $45 buy it now. Blizzard of Oz. Your comment came in at a good and bad time. The bad time is I'm making it a buy it now right now, and I bet somebody's about to buy it. But the good thing is, since you've asked, it's an EX copy, and it's a $45 buy it now. That's Blizzard of Oz. It's a 1981 USOG. It has some odd spots on side 2, but it does not affect play. It plays great. That's a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now on that if anybody wants it. It's going right back there. I'll run some more auctions in just a second. No takers on Megadeth yet. We sold a lot of Zach Bryan last night. This is Zach Bryan Deanne. $29.99 for Zach Bryan Deanne if you don't have that in your Zach Bryan. We also posted the pre-order for the new album. That's got several pre-orders on it already. He's doing a lot of duets or working together with a lot of top country artists on that album that's coming out, $29.99. Been showing a lot of Kiss, but this one's been laying around. Still got them in stock, Unmasked, and this has the poster with it, just like the OG. That's a 2014 remaster, Kiss Unmasked, $33.99. And the other Kiss album that I threw in here was Creatures of the Night. That's the newest half-speed master. That's the newest half-speed master. So Kiss and Kiss, those are both 33, and this other one is 39. So 33 and 39.99 on that. Haven't shown this in a while. Early Fleetwood Mac here. Only 300 were pressed on yellow vinyl, I believe. That's Can't Stop Loving New Orleans. That's a live 1970 Fleetwood Mac, $31.99. Also, Jimi Hendrix, another great live concert, Los Angeles Forum, 1969. 2 LPs, and that is pressed at QRP. That is $44.99. Jerry Wallace and Ken Hostan on Fleetwood Mac and Fleetwood Mac. I am shocked Ozzy didn't get a Buy It Now of $45, but I'm going to put him right up there. I have a feeling he's going to be gone before the end of the night. But if he's not, you can claim them now. Let's see what else Paul has in this crate of stuff to auction. That's another interesting picture disc. We had some of those last night. And let me see what else in here. Here's that Beckett record George Somers was talking about. I have found the Beckett record George Somers was talking about. So we had a series of these picture disc. This is, we've sold, who all have we sold? We sold Lita Ford. I think we sold the Kicks. Here's Poison. And this is an interview series. Chris Tetley interviews. They're all really cool picture disc. You can listen to them, obviously. It's interviews with Poison. And some really cool picture disc art there. If anything, you can frame them or display them like a lot of people do. This is going to be a $20 start. This is the Poison interview disc. They're pressed in the UK. That's Rock Sagas interviews, $20 start on that. And here's this Beckett record, which Beckett is a 1974 UK import. It has the lyric sheet. They were a major influence on Iron Maiden. I think what George was saying last night and what then I read about was Iron Maiden may have even used some of these lyrics to influence some songs that was on Killers. Let's see here. One of these tracks that's on here, some of the lyrics. So this is a $35 start. This is Beckett. So if you like Iron Maiden, you'll probably like this album, Beckett. And it has a clip corner. It's a 74 UK import. That's a $35 start. And as you see, it does include the lyric insert. All right, so Fleetwood Mac, Fleetwood Mac. We'll put Kelly Bagwell, Jake, on a waiting list for this. Kelly Bagwell, I'll put you on a wait list for Fleetwood Mac, Can't Stop Loving New Orleans. I don't know if I can get those anymore. James Bragg takes the Jimi Hendrix. That's sold to James Bragg. And then for a $45 buy it now, is the Ozzy record for David Tate. That's sold to David Tate for $45. Poison's at $20 and Beckett's at $35. I always show this when I'm recapping some old new vinyl because it's an essential Pink Floyd in my opinion, and OGs, of course, not too easy to get. This album originally came out in 1994. They did press it on vinyl. It's not an overly, get my words right here, overly rare album, but the remaster of this sounds incredible. But of course, y'all know, you just don't see OG copies of the Division Bell laying around. That's a 2 LP remaster for $49.99, Pink Floyd. And then going back early in their career, their second album, which is probably just as challenging to find, this is a mono remaster, $34.99. So there's two ends of the spectrum for Pink Floyd, Saucer and Division Bell, $49 and $34.99. Here's a music on vinyl title that I hadn't shown in a while, Puddle of Mud, Come Clean. I've sold a record number of these. Puddle of Mud, Come Clean, $44.99. I have two in stock right now. Puddle of Mud. Also, Pussifer, Money Shot, that's $39.99. Haven't shown those, and there for a while we were selling a lot of Pussifer albums. This one's called Money Shot, $39.99. And Velvet Revolver, $49.99. Slash, and his name always leaves me, lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots. But it's pretty much a super group. Contraband, that's a 2 LP, music on vinyl pressing, $49.99 for Velvet Revolver. And I had these actually in the bins. I hadn't shown them since March. The Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan. If you're looking for just a Stevie Ray Vaughan greatest hits, $36.99. It's 2 LPs. 2 LPs, Scott Weiland. His name escapes me so many times. $36.99, yes, Scott Weiland. I can name all the grunge lead singers until I get to Stone Temple Pilots, and then it leaves me. Lane Staley, Chris Cornell, Scott Weiland. Who am I leaving out? Let's see. Stone Temple Pilots. Nirvana, of course. Kurt Cobain. All right, Jared DeJagger does want a Velvet Revolver. We'll pull that for Jared DeJagger. Shane Devers wants a Stevie Ray Vaughan. We have a final call on the Poison picture disc. That's at $20. That's a single bid with Brooks Vaughter. That's a final call. And we have Beckett for $36 with Ed Adamwich. Ed Adamwich is at $36 on Beckett. That's a final call. Ed Adamwich also wants VV, which is, I'm not for sure. He may have meant SRV. He may have meant VR. Ed's going to let us know. Ed, let me know what VV was, but you do have the high bid on Beckett. This was a big seller for us. It actually was a restock, and it's a Friday music pressing that came out, and then we got a restock back in May, and I hadn't shown them since then. This should be on yellow vinyl, one of my favorite albums from that 70s era of rock pop, and that's Gary Wright, the Dreamweaver album. This sounds amazing, too. I opened a copy. They should be on yellow vinyl. They're $44.99. I doubt I can get those anymore. That was a surprise restock that time from Friday Music. That's $44.99. Okay, so Beckett's now at $37. We had Jared DeJagger first on the Gary Wright. And we will take a waiting list, but I don't know if I can get them anymore. So it's one of those waiting lists. If they're in next week, you'll get one. If not, it could be a while. So Jared DeJagger got a Gary Wright. Shane Devers is at $40 on the Beckett album. Christopher Morris was second on Gary Wright, and John Stites was third. And then Ed Adamwich, let me know if, yes, Velvet, it just came in. Ed wanted the Velvet Revolver. So Jake, we'll give Velvet Revolver to Ed Adamwich. Thank you. Beckett's now at 41. Did you get Greta Van Fleet in red or black? The Greta Van Fleet new album is in clear vinyl. The indie exclusive for that mic was on clear vinyl. I hadn't shown that in a while. Well, we may have shown a copy last night, but I hadn't actually showcased it. $34.99. Our copies of Greta Van Fleet are on clear vinyl. Those are $34.99. Their new album. Okay, one essential SRV left. White Line. We had a pre-order of this for over 50 copies when it originally came out. I've got 2 left. That was from back in March. This is White Line, Fight to Survive. That's on splatter vinyl. And I believe this is like their debut recordings. White Line. I've only got 2 copies. $33.99. White Line, Fight to Survive. And then the very popular Matchbox 20 red vinyl. This is also in the Collectco Hall of Fame. I'd say I've sold hundreds of copies easily. Matchbox 20, Yourself or Someone Like You. The OG, not easy to get, pricey. This is a remaster. Has all those great songs on it. Matchbox 20, it's on red vinyl, including 3 a.m. Who could dislike 3 a.m.? $29.99. Matchbox 20, Yourself or Someone Like You. James Bragg wants a White Line, and Christopher Morris wants a Matchbox 20. All right, let's go ahead and end the auction for Poison. That's sold to Brooks Vaughter for $20, Jake. That's sold to Brooks for $20, and they're still bidding on the Beckett album. Beckett's at $41, Beckett's at $42. Sherry Darnell wants a Matchbox 20. We'll give that to Sherry Darnell. I've got 2 left. Another album from the 90s that I pulled that's very hard to get originals of is Alanis Morissette. Anytime I see this album, it reminds me of Kevin's collection from Birmingham. I think y'all remember Kevin, Cave of Rocks collection. He had original pressings of both of these. Now, we have traveled the country. We have bought tens of thousands of records. That's Sherry Martell, Jake. Sherry Martell. Jake's got us covered. Thank you, Sherry. Sherry Martell. We've traveled the country, bought tens of thousands of albums, and I've not seen OG copies in anybody's collection until Kevin's. He went and bought these like the day they came out. So, Matchbox 20. That's how hard those are to come by in collections. Now, I'm sure you can get online and buy them, but we like finding stuff in collections and then bringing them here to you. They're not easy to get. Jeff Johnson, Matchbox 20, and the Alanis Morissette. The Alanis Morissette is $31.99. Alanis Morissette, $31.99. Kevin's collection was unique. I've bought collections before where people's collected records, and they have these rare OGs that they've bought in the last, maybe 10 years. But what was unique about his collection is he had all these original albums from the 90s, and he bought them and had them imported when they came out. He bought them when they came out, which is just incredible. I've yet to find another collection like that where they have 90s, especially grunge albums and rock albums. He bought all that stuff when it came out, which is just unheard of. Most people have it. They've bought it secondary market, Discogs, eBay, record shows, record conventions. He bought all these when they came out. It was like a once-in-a-lifetime deal. Beckett is at $40 and then $41 with Chris Gardner. Shane Devers, you're out on Beckett. Let me know if you want back in. If not, I'm going to go ahead and sell that. And this last record's actually on sale. I'm trying to sell out what we have left. This is Fastway. I'm going to do $5 off and make these on sale for $39.99. These came out in February. They're limited edition. They're on red vinyl from Music on Vinyl. They're limited. They're numbered on the back. This is number 668, and this is Fastway. I have sold a bunch of them. I'm down to just a handful, $39.99. Jeffrey DeLong wants one, and Jake, make sure these go in at $39.99. Jeffrey DeLong gets a Fastway. And I'm going to grab what I have left so I can visually show you the remaining stock. And I know for sure I can't get any more of these. I think they repressed it on black vinyl. They repressed it on black vinyl, but these won't be coming back around on red. This is a one-time deal for red. $39.99. Jeffrey DeLong gets one. Mike Anderson gets one. $39.99. All right, so that was a great bin of new vinyl. The stuff I pulled around the bins and around the store. Stuff I didn't think you probably have seen in a while. Let's go ahead and sell the Beckett album. Beckett is sold. No, we had a new bid. Excuse me. Chris Gardner bid 41. Then right after that, Shane bid 42. Shane bid 42, and we're waiting to see if Chris Gardner's in or out. Chris Gardner, you were at 41, and now that's Shane Devers at 42. I missed a comment there. Okay, next is going to be, what else we have over here in this bin to auction? Of course, Sealed Joan Jett. We did one last night. Here's another. Bad Reputation. Wow, a good one. Bad Reputation. No saw marks, no cutouts, and an OG sealed Joan Jett. Very cool. Bad Reputation. $40 starting bid. Sealed Joan Jett. That's the real deal, and it's sealed. Joan Jett. Never opened. $40 start on that. George Buchanan wants Fastway. That's also $39.99. That's the third one we've sold. Here's what's left in this bin. Megadeth, Dystopia, $29.99. We have Zach Bryan, Deanne, $29.99 as well. Kiss Unmasked, $33.99. And Kiss Creatures of the Night, $39.99. The Division Bell is $49.99. Saucer Full of Secrets is $34.99. That's the mono. Freddie Milford also wants a Fastway. That's $39.99 as well to Freddie Milford. And Chris Gardner, if you can hear me, let me know if you're in or out on the Beckett. Shane Devers has that for $42. Freddie Milford also wants both Kiss. We're back to sticker price here, Jake. He gets a Creatures of the Night and an Unmasked. Freddie and Freddie. Joan Jett's at 41. Now it's at 50. Puddle of Mud, Come Clean. Music on Vinyl, $44.99 for Puddle of Mud, Come Clean. Pussifer Money Shot, $39.99 on Pussifer Money Shot. The Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan, last copy, $36.99 for the Essential SRV. Last copy of White Lion, Fight to Survive, $33.99. Joan Jett at 50, 52, now 55. Last copy of Matchbox 20, $29.99. We still have Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, $31.99. And the on-sale Fastways, I've got two left, and then I've got one with a messed up hop sticker. They're all $39.99. Fastway, Fastway, and Fastway. Those are on sale. Now we finally got down to 3 copies. I've got to go ahead and sell the Beckett. Let's tag that, Jake, for Shane Devers for $42. Thank you, Shane. And Lily McCurry is going to take one of the last 3 of the Fastways. Lillian gets one for $39.99. We got a bidding war on Joan Jett. 3 bidders out of the gate. Hot and heavy on that one. Ryan Anderson's at $75. Sealed OG, Bad Reputation. No punch holes. No saw marks, no clip corners, sealed OG retail. That means somebody went to the store and they bought that on the shelf, not in a discount bin, and somehow, 40 years later, it has ended up still sealed. That's pretty incredible if you ask me. Still sealed, Joan Jett. 2 Fastways left. I have sold those on eBay before. I don't really like doing that, but I've sold those Fastways on eBay for as much as $55. I'll randomly slip one on there for auction, and it will sell. Okay, more sealed OG. Whitesnake. Ready and Willing. Whitesnake, also sealed. No saw marks, no punch holes, no cut corners. There is a tear in the shrink wrap on the front. There is a tear. Little, looks like it got kind of spread out. Snake, Ready and Willing. $40 start. That is sealed, original Whitesnake. That is sealed, $40 start. I've got a bin of new vintage arrivals that Paul has priced for us. I'm going to pull a couple more things out that I would like to auction. But until then, we're going to show them all as buy it nows. There's that, and this one. And is this sealed? That's sealed as well. We'll probably auction that. Probably sell. Ooh, that's sealed. Wow. That's available. Is that sealed? That should probably be auctioned, but we're going to leave it. I've pulled out half the bin, but there's still some great stuff in here. And there's a really pricey record in here, too. He told me I needed to show it and then probably let y'all figure out what you want to do with it and then auction it. So let me find that record. It's in here somewhere. I think this is it here. Yes, pretty pricey record. I think it's a metal. It's a metal LP. We got some autographed metal stuff. Pretty unique here. So, all right. James Bragg's at 101 on Joan Jett. White Snake's at 40 and now 41. Let's go through some new vintage arrivals. We got great auctions going on. This is our second crate of new vintage stuff. Paul's in the back pricing more right now. And let's go ahead and do some of our $6.99 cassettes. Jake, if you want to go ahead and make 5 sticky notes that say $6.99, we're probably about to sell all of these. Jake's tagging for me right now. Tanner is doing something with family, but he'll be here in just a second. Right now it's me, Jake, and Paul. And these first 5 cassettes will probably sell, especially these first 3 for $6.99, okay? These are all $6.99, first come, first serve. Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. Prince, Sign of the Times. Prince, $6.99. The Doobie Brothers, Best of the Doobie Brothers. And one of my favorite artists, The Best of Jethro Tull, Musicians Union. MU, Musicians Union. $6.99. All right. We have James Bragg. Final call on the sealed Joan Jett, Bad Reputation. That's at 101 with James Bragg. Final call on that. And White Snake, Ready and Willing. White Snake is at 40, 41, and now 50 with John Smetzer. For $6.99, we have David Williams on the Tom Petty. David Williams on the Tom Petty, $6.99. Lily McCurry on the Jethro Tull. And Henry's Choice was second. So those are sold and sold for $6.99. That leaves Neil Young, Prince, and the Doobie Brothers, all available for $6.99. Neil Young, Prince, and the Doobie Brothers, those are all available for $6.99. I figured all of those would sell, but they're still available. Okay, new vintage arrivals. First is the Ramones. It is sealed, Road to Ruin. It's 180-gram Rhino. That's $29.99. Ryan's at 105 on Joan Jett. James is at 110. White Snake's at 51. I thought we was already at 110. No, we was at 101. Got my ones inverted there. 105 now 110. White Snake's at 55 now 56. Road to Ruin is sealed $29.99. Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers, Help Yourself. That's $9.99. Charlie used to be. Charlie's in shrink wrap. That's $9.99. Charlie used to be $9.99. White Snake 56.57. Joan Jett's at 125. Fog Hat. This has Slow Ride. Take it easy. Full for the City. Very clean looking copy. Fog Hats, $19.99. Full for the City, $19.99. Pete Townsend, White City. White City is sealed, $24.99. It's never been open. White City is sealed and it's never been open. $24.99 for Pete Townsend. Rick Ocasek, and this is a 12-inch single. Rick from the Cars, Prove and Connect Up to Me. That's a promo, $9.99. That is a promo label, $9.99. All right, White Snake, 57, 57, 58. Joan Jett, 130. White Snake, 60. Ava, first on Fog Hat. Ava, I'm pretty sure you've bought from us before, correct? You were first to you were first to Fog Hat. John Smetzer is at 58 on White Snake, but we already had 60. Freddie, second on Fog Hat. James, third, and Jared the Jagger, fourth. So the only claim out there so far was on that. All right, so Ava has bought from us before. That is sold to her. Thank you. We have Rhinestone soundtrack. Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton. The Rhinestone soundtrack is sealed, unopened, $39.99. Dustin Hoffman, the Lenny original motion picture soundtrack. That is sealed for $24.99. And the Honey Drippers is also sealed. Page and Plant. The Honey Drippers is sealed for $36.99. The Honey Drippers, $36.99. Tomcat, Tom Scott and the LA Express. Tomcat is $14.99. All right, we got some people out on the auction, so update. James Bragg is at 130 on the sealed Joan Jett, Bad Reputation. 130 on that. That's going twice, going 3 times now because I think everybody else is out unless somebody comes back in. And then the sealed Whitesnake is at 61 with John Leal. That's going once, going twice. Freddie, you did not get Foghat. No, you didn't. I think you were second or third. 10 years after, Space and Time. Thank you, Paul. Have a good night. Talk to you soon. 10 years after is $17.99, a Space and Time. 10 years after, a Space and Time. That is $17.99. Whitesnake's now at 62. Marvin Gaye is in shrink wrap. It's a Canadian pressing. Excuse me. It's sealed. It's sealed. It does have a couple tears in the shrink, but it has never been opened. Here, my dear, Marvin Gaye is $39.99. That's never been opened. This is, the artist is Oceano. It's deathcore. It's on purple vinyl and it's autographed. $34.99. It's autographed there on the cover. It's purple vinyl. Oceano Revelation. Purple vinyl autograph. $34.99. We're about to sell Joan Jett. We're still bidding on Whitesnake. We have a new bid of $62. John Leal, you're out. John Smetzer says he's out. Jackie Reynolds wants HD. The Honey Drippers, that was sealed. That's sold to Jackie Reynolds. Jared DeJagger first to Oceano. Jim Engelman was second. James Bragg was third. Next is Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers, Greatest Hits. Their Greatest Hits is $9.99. And Judas Priest, 50 Heavy Metal Years of Music. That's on red vinyl. That's a Judas Priest Greatest Hits on red vinyl, $27.99. Judas Priest, red vinyl, that is $27.99. That's their Greatest Hits, $27.99. All right, let's go ahead and tag the Joan Jett, Bad Reputation. That is sealed, and that is sold to James Bragg for $130. Whitesnake is at 62, and now that's a final call. That's a final call on Whitesnake for $62. And Craig Ruth wants the Judas Priest. Craig Ruth gets the Judas Priest. John Leal's out on Whitesnake. That's about to be a final call now. Jack Hewitt, you were second on Judas Priest, and Mark Querim was third. All right, let's get some new auctions going. We have a, let me show you this record here. Paul's got a lot of notes for me. The first is, the artist is Of Mice and Men. Of Mice and Men, it's rare. Only 20 or 30 copies worldwide. It's sky blue with green and white splatter, and it's autographed. It's autographed. It's signed. 2 signatures on it. This is a $300 start. Of Mice and Men, which is metal. That's some really, really cool. Looks almost like 3D vinyl. I mean, the way the splatter is in it. $300 start on this. So there's only either 20 or 30 pressed. Of Mice and Men. Name of the album is Earthendisky. I think I'm really butchering that. But it's signed on the front. That's a $300 start. That is now up for bid. All right, we were also done on Whitesnake because our last bidder said out. And Calvin Ward gets that for $62. That is sealed, $62, Calvin Ward. Our next auction is also going to be a sealed LP. And I know we have some ZZ Top fans. This is El Loco. El Loco is sealed for a $40 start. No saw marks, no punch holes. Sealed ZZ Top is $40. Earth and Sky. Oh, I think I'm just making that difficult then, aren't I? Earth and Sky. Thank you, Paul. What was I trying to say? Earth Sandusky? Earth and Sky. Thank you. James Bragg's at 301. ZZ Top's at 40. Paul's laughing right now. ZZ Top is a $40 start. That is sealed. I made that more difficult than I should have. Let me take a quick drink of water. That's what happens when you don't hit the, they must have forgot to hit the space button. Next, $29.99, and this is Swans Saved. Swan Saved. $29.99, 1989 UK import. Swan Saved. That's a 12-inch single. $29.99. Very cool. ZZ Top is at 50, and Earth and Sky is at 301. Deep Purple, Perfect Stranger picture disc. Wow. $34.99. Where's our Deep Purple fans? A 1985 UK pressing. It does look like there's a little bit of a tear there. It does have the hype sticker. Nebworth 85 limited edition picture disc. Wow. So was this sold only at Nebworth? That's very cool. Deep Purple, $34.99. Ryan Anderson wants the Swans, and David Howard wants Deep Purple. High bid on the sealed ZZ Top El Loco is $50 with Lillian McCurry. Lillian has sealed ZZ Top for $50. Rico Kasich again, Keep On Laughing. It's also another 12-inch promo. Rico Kasich from The Cars. He had a very successful solo career too. That's $9.99. Overlord, $24.99. Numbered expanded edition. Number 393 of 500. $24.99. Mark Fallon on Rico Kasich. That's sold to Mark Fallon. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Soul to Soul. Gold stamp promo, $59.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan, it's a gold stamp promo on the back. Super clean vinyl, $59.99. James Bragg wants Overlord. That's sold to James Bragg. Let's do a final call on our auctions. Final call on ZZ Top for $50. Lillian McCurry. If you're done bidding, let me know. And then the Earth and Sky of Mice and Men. That's at $301 with James Bragg. That's a final call. Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. No condition notes. It's an original 1980 Terre Haute. Probably could have put this one up for auction because it's been a while since we've had a nice original. $49.99. $49.99. Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. Stephen Fryu is a new bidder on ZZ Top at $55. Mark is out. New bid with Stephen, and Lillian, you're out. New bid is $55. Timothy, The Buoys. Give Up Your Guns. $14.99. Timothy, The Buoys. That's $14.99. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. Music from the motion picture soundtrack. I was about to say, that don't sound right. $29.99. Merry Christmas. This is original U.S. press, $29.99. $29.99. Lillian wants Timothy. Lillian is back in on ZZ Top at $60. And we have Aretha Franklin with Everything I Feel in Me. Aretha Franklin is a 1974 Presswell, $24.99. With Everything I Feel in Me, $24.99. Zumo wants, I believe, the Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. Sell that to Zumo. All right, let's go ahead and end the Of Mice and Men. That's sold to James Bragg for $301. We'll sell that to James Bragg for $301. Jake, I will put that very carefully right there. ZZ Top is at $60 of Lillian. So, Stephen Fryu, you are outbid on that. But let me know if you want back in, because now we're doing a once going twice. Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra. Wow, I've never seen this Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra is $14.99. $14.99 on Frank Sinatra. Okay, time for some more sealed LPs. Next is Bruce. Wow, Born to Run. No saw marks, no cutouts. Bruce is sealed for $50. $50 start, that is. Hopefully it goes up from there. This is a nice sealed copy. Gatefold. $50 start on that. Born to Run. Wow. $50 start. Sealed. Unopened. All right. Jetstream. First on Frank Sinatra. We can go ahead and do a final call now. Stephen, if you're out on ZZ Top, let me know. The high bid on that is $60 of Lillian. Immortal. $54.99, clear with rainbow splatter, signed by Abath, or Abath. This diabolical full moon mysticism. Immortal. That is up for bid, or that's available for $54.99. We have I Feel Like I'm Fixing to Die, Country Joe and the Fish. $14.99. I Feel Like I'm Fixing to Die. $14.99. Country Joe and the Fish. Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers, Sure Feels Like Love. That is $9.99. All right, Steven's out on ZZ Top, so let's sell that to Lillian McCurry for $60. Let's sell that for $60. What pressing is this? Well, there's a good sign. There's no barcode. That's the original catalog number. It's a gatefold, which I think most are. I wouldn't be surprised if this is OG. Now, there is one variant with Bruce Springsteen. The true first covers, which there's only a handful made, they were written in cursive. That's like a $2,000, $3,000 record. Very rare. We've had one before. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. Very rare, but if you're technically talking about the standard release, There's a really good chance this is OG. There's no barcode. It has the correct catalog number. It's not a club that has no saw marks, no cutouts. That's probably an original sealed retail copy. If I was betting, 75% chance it's probably OG Press. David Howard's at 50. Jim Engelman wants Immortal. That's sold to Jim Engelman. Mark Fallon wants Country Joe and the Fish. And no, it does not have the game. No game. We had one a couple weeks ago, but this one doesn't. Mark Fallon is at 52 on Bruce. Rick Ocasek, True to You. Another Rick, that's $9.99. That's a promo copy. Rick Ocasek. We have Bighorn, white label promo. Bighorn is $9.99. And Stanley Clark, Time Exposure, $19.99. That was a good crate. And Paul just brought us up another one right before he left. He's got us another full crate here. Let's jump over to some $6.99 cassettes right quick. I've got 2, 4. I'm actually going to do 6. I've got 6 cassettes. Addison's now tagging. Go ahead and be making some stickies that say $6.99. We've had 2 helpers show up. Tanner and Addison's now here. Paul's left. So now we're down to 4 people. Or up to 4 people. These are all $6.99. Jimi Hendrix, Smash Hits. Very nice cassettes. David Lee Roth, Skyscraper, $6.99. Social Distortion, Mommy's Little Monster. That's what we originally had that one marked. $6.99. Wings Greatest Hits, a classic for me, $6.99. Genesis, and then there were 3, $6.99. And Montrose, Warner Brothers presents Montrose, $6.99. Okay, who else was bidding on this? David Howard. David Howard, let me know if you're in or out on the sealed Bruce Springsteen, because you bid 50. Mark Fallon bid 52. And while they're bidding on that, I'm going to introduce another one. The Traveling Wilburys Volume 3. Now this is also sealed. It's going to be a $60 start. Sealed Traveling Wilburys. Wow. No saw marks and no punch holes and no clip corners. Sealed original retail copy. Traveling Wilburys Volume 3. Now there is no Volume 2. It was the Traveling Wilburys, and then their second album and their final album is Traveling Wilburys Volume 3. There is, that's a $60 start. $60 start. Okay, back up to the $6.99 cassettes. Social Distortion is sold to Jeff McMaster. Next is Mark Fallon on Genesis, and then there were 3. Lily McCurry wants Wings, Greatest Hits. Jeff McMaster's at 53 on the sealed Bruce Springsteen. Nick Bargeron wants David. That's David Lee Roth. Bruce Springsteen's at 55 and now 58. David's out. And Jeff's at 60. So the only 2 on this is Jimi Hendrix and Montrose. Jimi Hendrix and Montrose. $6.99, $6.99. Chad did have a copy. I did have a copy. There's one in Italy for $4,000. I actually did have a copy. That was one of the probably most rarest and valuable records we ever had, the Bruce Springsteen script cover. I think I sold it on eBay for, well, I can't remember. We sold it on eBay. I did a YouTube video on it. That's one of my first YouTube videos. I thought that was pretty incredible that we had that. So, the true first pressings of Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run album are written in cursive. It's called the script. Bruce Springsteen is written in cursive. They're very rare, like $2,000, $3,000. If you ever found a sealed one, I bet a sealed copy at the right auction would bring $5,000 or more. Very, very rare album. We've only ever, of course, had one. You can have one come up in the United States like once a year. There might be one for sale every year or something in the United States. Very hard to come by. I don't know of a sealed copy in existence. If it is, rare. Like I said, that would probably bring $5,000 or more. This is a sealed OG standard copy. I call it standard, but it probably is a OG press, just obviously not a script cover. That is at 65 with Mark Fallon, and the Traveling Wilburys is also at 65. Here's what's left. Here's what's left in this bin of great new vintage arrivals, and then we're going to go right into our next bin. The Ramones is sealed, Road to Ruin, and that is 180 gram. Reissue, remaster of that. Larry Gatlin was $9.99. Charlie was $9.99. Pete Townsend was sealed, $24.99 for sealed Pete Townsend. Of course, it does have the hop sticker. Traveling Wilburys is at $67. Rick Ocasek, promo, $9.99. Dolly Parton in the Rhinestone soundtrack, that is sealed, $39.99. Dusty Hoffman, this is the score music. I just now noticed it has this hop sticker. It includes monologue from the film performed by Dustin Hoffman, sealed, $24.99. David Eberly wants the Ramones. Nick Bargeron, You Were Second. Traveling Wilburys is now at $67. Final call on Bruce. Jeff McMaster and anybody else, let me know if you're in or out. Mark Fallon has that for $65. Tom Scott, that's $14.99. 10 years after, a classic, A Space and Time, $17.99. Marvin Gaye is sealed. There is some tears in the shrink wrap, but sealed Marvin Gaye. It's a Canadian pressing. Sealed Marvin Gaye, $39.99. Larry Gatlin, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Black Sabbath. Here's two surprises. Stevie Ray Vaughan has a gold stamp promo on the back, $59.99. Near Mint, VG Plus cover. And Black Sabbath, this album's usually worn out. These are really worn out usually. This is a nice, clean copy. It's an original 1980 press, $49.99. Really surprised those two are still there. And the sealed Marvin Gaye. Aretha Franklin was $24.99. There's another Rick Ocasek for $9.99. Another Gatlin Brothers for $9.99. Bighorn was a white label promo for $9.99. And Stanley Clarke, $19.99. All right, 66 on Bruce, 75 on Traveling Wilburys, now 77. Very cool. All right, if anybody decides they want anything from there, just let me know. I'm going to condense that with our first bin. Some great albums left in our first bin. I did a recap of some new vinyl. So I went through the bins and pulled out some, I cannot believe these didn't sell. And we went through that. Now I'm going to grab another bin to go through. Let me find some new vinyl. I also got some putbacks. Paul may have went through these at one point, but I flipped through it earlier. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and hand that to you so I can move this. I really can't believe some of this hadn't sold at these putback bins. We're going to do those later for sure. We're definitely going to go through these putbacks later. But in the meantime, let me go through a bin of new vinyl over here. And, or you know what? Let's just go ahead and go into Paul's newest vintage arrivals. Let me go ahead and go straight into those. Let's go straight into those. Let me take a quick peek here and make sure there's nothing in here that I'm like, oh my gosh, we definitely need to auction this. Probably like this Judas Priest album. And there's a Doors. There's a nice looking Sticky Fingers. Looks like he's got us some great titles in here. Great titles in here. Wow, there's another Frank Sinatra I've never seen before. I like, definitely need to auction that one. I've been looking for one of those myself, but I haven't. I may need to keep this. Let me take a look at it, and if it's nice enough, it's not for sale, but we'll take a look. All right, let's go ahead and go into it, because after this, we got pretty much nothing but on sale bins and probably some vintage recaps. So lots of stuff to get to. I can tell our viewers have definitely creeped up. We're now at 181 viewers, and earlier, Saturday night and Friday night, everybody gets on later, so the show really starts like at 8:30, 9 o'clock. That's when I see everybody finally get on. So if you can ever get early, if you can get on early on Friday nights and Saturday nights, you'll catch some of those first crates with not a lot of people watching. And there's some stuff left over that will sell later tonight that I can't believe hadn't sold. Where are we at on Bruce Springsteen? Mark Fallon's at 68. Mark Fallon's at 68. High bidder. I'm trying to drag that out as long as possible. He loves that. Final call, and Lillian, you're outbid on Traveling Wilburys. James Bragg's at 87. So 87 and 68, final call on those. And I just pulled out some more new auctions. New vintage arrivals, we have John Anderson. This is Oasis Sunwillow. Oasis of Sunwillow. This is progressive rock John Anderson, not swinging John Anderson. This is 1999. 1999. That's a really nice copy. I like that album, 1999. Brian Augur's Oblivion Express. Brian Augur's Oblivion Express. This is $16.99. Straight ahead. Straight ahead, $16.99. That's an orange label. Mark, right back in on Bruce Springsteen at 70. Lillian, let me know if you're in or out on Traveling Wilburys. Blue Ash, front page news. Blue Ash is a promo label, $14.99. Blue Ash. Joan Armatrading, track record. Joan Armatrading is $14.99. And Chicago is $19.99. 1999. This album was returned. Somebody returned this album, and we test played it. Paul listened to it today. He says it's flawless. So I'm not for sure what happened. Maybe just something odd with somebody's turntable, or maybe there was something, a mark on it they didn't like. But either way, it's a really nice copy of Chicago, $19.99. Henry's Choice wants Brian Auger. That's sold to Henry's Choice. That's sold to Henry's Choice. And if Lillian's not on, I need to go ahead and sell. Okay, glad. She just said out. Great. That's sold to James Bragg for $87. Jeff McMaster, you're out on Bruce Springsteen. Final call for $70. And Rich Group wants Oasis of Sun Willow. That's sold to Rich Group. Next is the Hollies, Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress. This is a Hollies compilation, $19.99. Hollies compilation. I meant to give her that gift card if she's going somewhere, but that's okay. Bruce is at 72. Bruce is at 75. Ava wants the Hollies. Long Cool One in a Black Dress. John Smetzer, you were second. Rumors, Fleetwood Mac. And it has the lyric insert with it. Looks like a very clean copy of Rumors, $34.99. There's the insert. We had a really nice copy of this the other night that didn't sell, and then we put it up for auction, and it brought even more than what I was originally trying to sell it for. So you might want to go ahead and grab this one for $34.99. That's Fleetwood Mac Rumors. Claudia Schmidt, $9.99. Claudia is $9.99. The Beatles, Abbey Road. This is an EX copy for $49.99. The Beatles, Abbey Road. It's a First Los Angeles press. Wow. First Los Angeles press. EX, $49.99 on the Beatles, Abbey Road. Al Stewart, Time Passages. $11.99 for Al Stewart's Time Passages. Jeff, you're back out on Bruce. Final call once again to Mark for $75. Let's put up a Judas Priest. This is in VG Plus condition. It's a 1985 USOG. It's VG Plus, and this is Rock-a-Rolla, $25 start. The cover is about VG minus because of the seam split at the bottom. The vinyl's VG Plus. Yeah, the cover is definitely VG minus because of the seam splits and wear. The vinyl is a strong VG Plus, especially for a rock metal album that's going to be played loud. Judas is a $25 start. Freddie Milford, first on Al Stewart. Christopher Morris, first on the Beatles. Matt Biggs is second. All right. And Rich Group says he needs to put back John Anderson. Gary Samuels is at 25 on Judas Priest. He wasn't buying it. He was helping me pronounce it. Thank you, even though I don't think I caught on to that. Just $34.99 for a nice pair. Excuse the nudity on the cover. $34.99. This is Pink Floyd, a nice pair. EX condition. This is Piper the Gates of Dawn and A Saucer Full of Secrets. $34.99. So if anybody still wants that John Anderson album, it's available for $19.99. Bruce, show the back cover. I'm pretty confident this is an original press. No barcode. Sealed, no saw marks, no cutouts. I'm pretty confident this is OG press. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. That is, of course, not a script cover. But Mark Fallon has that for $75. Mark Fallon has that for $75. Next is Sugar Hill, the Sugar Hill Gang. Wow, Rapper's Delight. It's 5 tracks actually. VG, $9.99. VG, $9.99. Any stickers under wrap? No stickers. No stickers. I didn't know this came with stickers. No, I do not see any stickers though. No. Okay. Sugar Hill Gang, and then Jeff said he passes, so this is sold to Colin Butler. Colin first on that, Jetstream second, Claymore third. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, VG Plus copy, $24.99. VG Plus copy, $24.99 on Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy, EX, $32.99. EX, $32.99. That is the classic Warren Zevon album, Excitable Boy, $32.99. Jeff's back in on Bruce at 76. Final call on Judas Priest for $25. Gary Samuels and The Cars, their classic self-titled debut. That's EX, $22.99. The Cars also has the original inner sleeve, $22.99. EX, $22.99. Roxy Music, Flesh and Blood. This is a VG copy, $11.99. Ava wants The Cars self-titled. Bruce is at 76, now 78. Sister Soul Jam, 360 Degrees of Power. Sister Soul Jam. That's a VG Plus, $14.99. And we have Frank Sinatra, A Man and His Music. In shrink wrap, includes the hit song That's Life. Now, this is $12.99. The Frank Sinatra CBS television special. I've never seen this in my life, and I've had 10 billion Frank Sinatra albums. That's in shrink wrap with hop sticker. $12.99. $12.99 on Frank Sinatra. Blood Rock Passage is a VG, $9.99. And getting to this, Bloodwind Pig. Bloodwind Pig is a VG, $9.99. On the back of the Bruce at the bottom middle, how's the name John spelled? Jon. Produced by John Landau. Jon. Reminds me of that Seinfeld episode, John Voight. Maybe he took out the H. You know, Jon's a lot more zippier. That's when George bought John Voight's '89 LeBaron. Great episode. Also starring Tim Watley, a.k.a. Breaking Bad dude. Okay, Bruce Springsteen. Where are we at here? Gavin, first on Frank. Gavin, first on Frank Sinatra. John Smetzer, second. Bruce Springsteen, 79. Lily McCurry, first to Bloodwind Pig. Jim Hickson, second. Mark Fallon's back in on Bruce at 80. Let's go ahead and sell Gary Samuels, Judas Priest for $25. Let me take a look at this Fat Albert record. I've been looking for one of these. Let's see if it's actually a promo label. Promotion copy, not for sale. I've had them before. It's really, really hard to find this because it is a kind of a kid's record in great condition. This one's VG Plus. VG Plus has the hop sticker on it. Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. It has a promo sticker, but not a promo label. That's a VG Plus. Nice jacket, though. I mean, that's what caught my attention. It's a nice jacket. That's a $30 start. Been looking for that Frank album for about 5 years. I will tell you, I've never seen that one before. We've had 2 Frank Sinatra albums that I've never seen before, which is something I usually can't say because this one collection I bought in Baxter one time, the guy had, I don't know even how to explain it to you, how many Frank Sinatra albums he had. I'm going to say at least 500 or 600, probably like 10 crates. It probably filled up about 10 crates. John, and that's only when John used to work here, and he was like, what are we going to do with all these Frank Sinatra albums? I said, oh, we'll definitely sell them. And that's when we both realized that there was a market for Sinatra albums. Boogie Down, Blackwell, VG Plus. There's some nightly nudity. VG Plus, $9.99. They are completely nude. Just their hands covering them up. VG Plus, $9.99. Deep Purple, Purple Passages. Deep Purple is EX, $26.99. Deep Purple is EX, $26.99. Black Oak, Arkansas, 10-year overnight success. EX, $12.99. Black Oak, Arkansas. Fresh Cream. Fresh Cream is a VG Plus, $24.99. VG Plus, $24.99. That's a 67 Terre Haute. VG Plus, $24.99. All right, we have Bruce 81, Bruce 85, Fat Albert's at 30. Final Bruce Springsteen question catalog number. The catalog number is PC 33795. PC 33795. Lily McCurry wants Boogie. Lily McCurry wants Boogie. Is Sticky Fingers zippered? I hadn't got to that record yet. Just be on standby. We have Axe is VG Plus $21.99. This is a 1979 Pickneyville, VG Plus $21.99. This is Axe, self-titled, VG Plus $21.99, 79 Pickneyville. Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska is EX $17.99. EX $17.99. Return has one pop. This was originally a returned record. It has one pop when you listen to it. That's Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska, EX $17.99. Other than that, it's a near mint minus record. That is 99% a near mint minus record. National Lampoons, That's Not Funny, That's Sick, VG $9.99. And Zappa, Zoot Allures, EX $29.99. This is definitely not the first press. Like I said earlier, the first press of this album is the script cover. Okay, that's the first press. Now, if there's a variant on the back with this name, it may not necessarily be first press, but it's probably still OG. It's probably still the 1975. The strong possibility it's 1975. like I said, I'm going to put a 75% chance that this is a 75 pressing. Now, it's definitely not first off the stampers because it would have a different cover, which was, I think that was almost like an advanced promo, the script cover. So, but like I said, high possibility that, that's a 75 pressing. Like I said, I'm putting 75%. That's a 75 pressing. Colin Butler wants the National Lampoons. Also, Nick Bargeron is a final call on Fat Albert. This is a $30 bid with Nick Bargeron. Final call on that. Colin Butler got National Lampoons. Lily McCurry was second. There's the Frank Zappa I just showed, $29.99. Al Cooper is VG Plus $14.99. Al Cooper VG Plus $14.99. Same thing with a lot of Beatles records. There's a lot of copies of Abbey Road that's not necessarily a first press, but they're still like a 1969. Same way with Sgt. Pepper's. There's not a lot of first presses out there, but there are a lot of 1967. So I guess that's the difference between a first press and an OG year copy. A lot of variants in there. So I still think it's a 1975. Deep Purple in rock. First U.S. label, Santa Maria Press, EX $59.99. That's where the definitions of OG, first press, first edition, which I hear some people use, which that's not a record term, but we don't use that in the record vocabulary world. EX $59.99. This is Deep Purple in rock. A first U.S. label, Santa Maria Press, EX $59.99. Deep Purple in rock. Also, Charlie Parker, the very best of Bird. Charlie Parker is EX $19.99, and this is a 2LP with book, EX $19.99. Jeff McMaster's at 88 on Bruce Springsteen, and Jackson Browne Running on Empty. This is EX $19.99. EX $19.99, Running on Empty, and it has the book with it, a classic album. Let's go ahead and sell Nick Bargeron, the Fat Albert, for $30. Nick, I'm probably going to regret selling that to you. Speaking of Sgt. Pepper's, Paul's pulled one out here to sell to us. He says this is a 1969 Jacksonville press with insert. It's extremely nice. EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. This is going to be a $50 start. It is a 69 Jacksonville press stereo mix of Sgt. Pepper's. $50 start on this. It does include that original Sgt. Pepper insert. This album originally came out in 67. This is a 69 press with this label, and that's a $50 start. $50 start. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and that is a $50 start. Very clean copy. Bruce is at 100. Now, I don't know who's going to end up with this, Jeff or Mark, or we may have a new bidder come in, but I'd be very curious if I had seen this before the auction started, I would have sent this in to one of those record grading companies, and I'm very curious what they would send this back. There's these record companies now grading these LPs. I'm seeing more and more of it every day. And I'm very curious what they would, because they have experts that are slabbing these records and saying, this is what pressing it is. So I'm very curious some of these sealed records, how they are determining. It's going to be very interesting on stuff like this. It's kind of complicated to figure out what exactly to call it. What are the last two numbers in the dead wax of side 2 on Sgt. Pepper's? By the way, Lily McCurry's at 50 on this. And side 2 dead wax, SMAS-2-2653-W7 number 1. So W7 number 1. That's a nice looking copy. Green, that's a label we don't see too often on that pressing. Christopher Morris wants Jackson Browne. Okay, back to the new vintage arrivals bin. We have Greg Allman, Laid Back, EX $19.99. Greg Allman, Laid Back. That's EX $19.99. Bruce is at 130, 150, 160, now 161. Blind Faith is VG Plus $21.99. Blind Faith, that's a yellow Atco label, VG Plus $21.99. Surf's Up, the Beach Boys, that's a VG Plus $19.99. The Best of the Doors, EX $32.99. 2LP black and red Electra label, EX $32.99. $32.99. Jeff Beck Wired, that's a VG Plus $14.99. Jeff Beck Wired, orange Epic label, VG Plus $14.99. Steelers Wheel, Steelers Wheel is a VG Plus $14.99. The Doobie Brothers, Minute by Minute, VG Plus $9.99. The Doobie Brothers, that's in shrink wrap, VG Plus $9.99. Jetstream wants Jeff Beck. And final call on Sgt. Pepper's. Lillian has this for $50. Bruce Springsteen's at $164 with Mark Fallon. Lily McCurry also wants Steelers Wheel. That's also sold to Lillian McCurry. And Sticky Fingers is a 1973 OG Presswell press, $39.99. It's VG Plus condition. And of course, it does have the zipper. It is an OG press. It does have some creases on the cover. This cover is extremely... Now, try to find a sealed copy of this where the shrink wrap's not busted. They actually shrink wrap this record over the zipper, and almost all of them are busted, where people, especially in stores, tried to bust it open, or just the zipper punctured the shrink wrap. I would say that's one of the more rare sealed records to find, is Sticky Fingers. There are some rare promo copies of that too. Promo copies of that are very hard to come by as well. Happy is the Sunshine Company, VG Plus $9.99. And The Doors is a VG minus. It's mono, 1967 Monarch press mono. It's a bit crackly, but no skips. Paul has test played it. A bit crackly, but no skips, and that is a original mono press, $29.99. All right, so Beck, we have Bruce, 164, 166, 167, 169, 170. Rolling Stones is VG Plus, $39.99. It's definitely not sealed. Fancy, Wild Thing. Fancy's VG Plus, $9.99. Fancy VG Plus, $9.99. And The Illusion is VG Plus, $9.99. All right, Lillian's getting a very nice Sgt. Pepper's for $50. There's probably some people like, it's a 69 copy. I'll wait till I can get an original 1967 in that condition. Well, that's going to cost you a few $100s. Lillian is getting that one for $50. Bruce is at $176. And Roxy Music is EX $24.99. Roxy Music, this is a 12-inch single promo, More Than This, and Avalon, EX $24.99. Bruce is at $176, now it's at $180. Dillard, Hartford, and Dillard is a VG Plus $12.99. John Leal wants Roxy. And we have Jeff Beck Group, Rough and Ready. That's a VG copy for $11.99. We may be here all night bidding on Bruce Springsteen. That's okay with me. Let me find our next auction. Let's do a something, Tanner. What are you thinking? Tanner's over here tagging records now. I've had 3 different taggers tonight already. Let's see. There may be something over here in the putback bin that I'm going to do earlier we can auction. Yeah, Cheap Trick. Japanese Cheap Trick. Wow. $30 start. There's great stuff in the putback bins tonight. Japanese Cheap Trick is going to be a $30 start. This is near mint minus and pristine. There's the original inner sleeve. There's the original inner sleeve. There is the insert. The vinyl is near mint minus and pristine. All shook up. $30 start. $30 start. This is all shook up. And it is a very nice Japanese pressing. $30 start on that. $30 start on that Cheap Trick. Bruce is at $185, $200, $205. What's the start on Bruce? Well, I started it, I think, at $50. Now we're at $205. We've been bidding on it for almost a half hour. This is a sealed Bruce Springsteen Born to Run. We've also been debating on what pressing it is for about the last hour. And there's some ways to tell. There's a misprint on the back, which this is not the misprint. My intuition and my knowledge, I'm betting it is probably pressed around 75. There's no barcode, so it's not a reissue, and I highly doubt it's a repress. It's probably not a repress. It's definitely not a reissue, but it's obviously not a first pressing. But I still believe it is a 75 Bruce Springsteen Born to Run. It's just a different jacket with the J-O-N instead of the J-O-H-N. So that is... that's probably a 75 press. That's what I'm betting, 75%. I guess the only way really is if you get some true, I don't know. You'd have to open it, I guess, to see the matrix number. Some of these you don't really know till you open it. I mean, to really find out. We know the cover. We know it's not a script, and we know it's not the J-O-H-N, but I think you'd really have to open it to see the dead wax, which I hope I doubt Jeff and Mark's going to open it. Swans, Can't Find My Way Home. Swans is EX $27.99. 1989 UK 12-inch Swans limited edition gatefold. That is EX 27.99. All right, Cheap Trick. No bids yet. Mike Anderson put Cheap Trick, but he hadn't bid. Mike, if you want to bid on this, it's a $30 start. Bruce is $220, $225, $250, and Mark says he's out. Jeff McMaster's at $250 on the sealed Bruce Springsteen. This was a fantastic bin of vinyl. I'm going to do one quick recap, and then we're going to go into some on-sale stuff. On sale. The next crate we're going to do, everything's going to be $9.99. I think y'all are going to like that. $9.99. Bruce is at $250. Here's what's left in this bin. Blue Ash, front page news. If you want prices, let me know. Joan Armatrading and Track Record. Chicago, Fleetwood Mac Rumors is $34.99. Claudia Schmidt, Pink Floyd, a nice pair. John Anderson, Aerosmith's Greatest Hits still available. VG Plus $24.99. Warren Zevon, Roxy Music, Flesh and Blood, Sister Soul Jam, 360 Degrees of Power, Blood Rock Passage, Deep Purple, Black Oak, Arkansas, Fresh Cream, Axe, Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska, Zappa, Al Cooper, Deep Purple. This was Charlie Parker, The Very Best of Bird. Final Call on Bruce Springsteen. Jeff McMaster has that for $250, and Final Call on Cheap Trick at $30. Greg Allman, Laid Back. Blind Faith is VG Plus $21.99. Stevens at $31 on Cheap Trick. The Beach Boys, Surf's Up. The Very Best of the Doors. The Doobie Brothers, Happy as Sunshine Company. The Doors, Strange Days. Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers. Somebody asked to see the vinyl for this. We've had like 3 questions. Let me show this, because this is always one that has all kinds of issues or problems, etc. The inner sleeve is definitely messed up, so it has a pretty rough inner sleeve. The vinyl's VG Plus. There's always a couple spots. See where the zipper, see these little marks? They're impossible to remove. That's where the zipper made marks along the vinyl. It's even on copies. If you were to open a sealed one, it would have some of those marks on it. This is VG Plus. We need to get that. Tanner, can we get a new inner sleeve? That one's pretty tattered. It is the original inner sleeve, but we will put this in a new anti-static for whoever wants it. That is a 73 Presswell. That is a 73 Presswell. Tanner's going to get us a new sleeve in there. And that was VG Plus, $39.99, 73 Presswell. We had a new bid on Cheap Trick at $32. We had, let me put this in a sleeve first. There we go. Now, next question was Stones come with inner sleeve. It does, but it's about a 1 on a 10 scale. It's about a 1 on a 10 scale. There's not much left of it. Next is price and condition of nice pair. This was an EX copy for $34.99. Definitely a pickup if you don't have that. EX $34.99. Lily McCurry wants the Doors, and John Young was second asking about it. Matt Biggs. It was a mono copy. It's a 67 Monarch Mono VG minus. VG minus. That's sold to Lily McCurry. John was second to ask about it. Matt Biggs was third to claim it. Mike Anderson's back in on Cheap Trick at $35. Fancy Wild Thing was VG Plus $9.99. The Illusion was VG Plus $9.99. Dillard, Hartford, and Dillard is still available. Let me put back. Lillian wants both Doors. She also wants the Doors Greatest Hits. So I don't know which one she was claiming, but she was first, and she's going to take both. Let me put away the Sticky Fingers. So Sticky Fingers was $39.99. I'm going to put it back in the jacket here. Just really hard to find a nice. We've auctioned nice copies of this before. I think I've had some that I have advertised as EX Plus Near Mint Minus, and they've brought probably over $100 or close to it. Really hard to, you can see them listed online too, but you really don't know what you're getting with these records. This is one that you definitely want where you can see it, an examination where somebody can let you know exactly, because some of these probably get listed and they're beat to heck, like I've seen most of them. So, okay, this is Chad. I'll take the nice pair. Okay, so Kevin Huffman wants the nice pair. Pink Floyd. Stones is still available, and the last 2 records was Jeff Beck and Swans. Jeff McMaster gets the Bruce Springsteen for $250. We're still bidding on Cheap Trick. If you're done bidding, please let me know. Mike Anderson has that for $35. Mike Anderson has that for $35. That is sold for $250. Tanner said, you're in my way. Okay, our next auction is going to be Duran Duran, which is their self-titled album. This is going to be a $25 start. Duran Duran. U.S. press. The vinyl's really clean, no condition notes, EX Plus to near mint minus. That is, I believe, the original inner sleeve. And the cover is about VG Plus, just some minor shelf wear. Van Voren wrote his name. VV wrote his name on the cover. Other than that, really nice, $25 start. And Jetstream Jeff Beck was a VG copy for $11.99. I'm about to sell the Cheap Trick for $35. No one has said out. 4 mil sleeves are, yeah, well, I'm not for sure. They may be underneath that box of 45s. My Sunday project is to clean up behind the counter again. Once again, our counter is a complete disaster. I usually spend, it's incredible, I spend all day Sunday just organizing behind our counter. There's packages and boxes and supplies and 45s, my Metallica thermos. There's our audiophile bin. There's putbacks, returns, CDs, gum, snacks, our ice maker. All that is behind the counter. It takes about once a week. I got to clean everything up. It gets completely out of control. It takes all day too. I have to go through our mail, our packages. Jetstream gets Jeff Beck. Let's go ahead and do a final call, or let's go ahead and sell Cheap Trick. $35 to Mike Anderson. We're looking for a $25 start on Duran Duran. A $25 start. No bid yet. Also up for auction is going to be the Beatles, 67 to 70. This is a $55 start. It's another non-payment. We're going to be selling some stuff here in a minute that people did not pay for. They either paid for it or put it back. And of course, we don't really allow putbacks on auction. If you bid on an auction, you have bought it. If you, for some reason, want to put it back, we have to negotiate on that. But because if you're bidding on an auction, you've definitely bought it. But this was probably a non-payment. It sold at auction originally. It's got both books. It has both inner sleeves, and this is the Beatles 67 to 70 Japanese press. It is near mint minus and pristine, and it is a $55 start. This is the Beatles 67 to 70 compilation, $55 start. $55 start. Yes, Jetstream got that. Okay, so no bid yet on Duran Duran. Looking for a $55 start on the Beatles. Now, we have this crate. Everything in here is $9.99. I hope everybody's ready for a $9.99 on sale crate. Hopefully we can wipe out almost everything in here. I'm about to bring over a box of cassettes and do some of those for $6.99 as well. These are all $9.99. We have Little Feet, Feets Don't Fail Me Now, EX condition, $9.99. $9.99. A rock opera, The Survival of St. Joan. It also has the book. That's a VG copy, $9.99. All these are $9.99. Bob Dylan Street Legal. This is VG Plus, $9.99. Jetstream says Little Feet. Lily McCurry was second. The Hollies, A Crazy Steel, Near Mint and Shrink Wrap, $9.99. Kevin Hammond is first on Bob Dylan for $9.99. Tanner, these are all $9.99. Nazareth, Snaz. Nazareth is a VG copy for $9.99. Donnie, you were second to Bob Dylan. Jamming with Edward. The Rolling Stones with Ry Cooder and Nicky Hopkins. That's also a VG copy, $9.99. Jamming with Edward. The Hollies, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, $9.99. Beautiful vinyl, yellow epic label. He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. What a great song, $9.99. The Rolling Stones, Some Girls. That's a VG copy. VG, just $9.99. The Jay Giles Band Live, that's pretty much half off. Full House, original Atlantic inner sleeve. No condition notes, $9.99. Jetstream first on Jamming with Edward. Ava first on the Rolling Stones. So Edward and Ava also gets the Stones. I'm going to make these buy it nows. If anybody wants Duran Duran, it's a $25 buy it now. That is their self-titled album. U.S. press, $25. And if anybody wants the Beatles, this is much less than what it originally sold for at auction. I have the sticker, what it originally sold for. Somebody didn't pay for it. Now it's much less for just $55. That's the Beatles, the fantastic 67 to 70 compilation. If anybody wants that, that is a 55, and it's complete. I think it's just missing the poster. The 67 to 70 did come with a poster, but that has both books with it. Okay, Lillian first. Brent first on Jay Giles for $9.99. Tanner. Lillian gets the Hollies for $9.99. Lillian, there was two Hollies out, but I'm assuming you want that one. David Howard's going to get the Duran Duran for a $25 buy it now. Jetstream, you were second to Jay Giles. Kevin, you were second to Duran Duran. Thomas is going to get the Beatles for $55. Those are sold. Let me grab 2 new auctions before we can continue with this bin. I've got a putback bin over here. I'm trying to find all the stuff that were auctioned that were not paid for. The Beatles were $55. Trying to find all the auctions. Then we'll actually just go through the whole crate. This has an auction price. I don't know why that would be auctioned. Maybe because it's really nice. Looks like a really nice copy. Let's take a look at it. All right, this was a copy of David Bowie Lodger. It's going to be a $35 start, and so is the Supremes. But first, let me do David Bowie Lodger. Let me figure out what we have here. I think it's just where it was a really high-grade copy. This is Lodger. Yeah, it's a German press. Really nice, super nice German pressing of David Bowie Lodger. Yeah. I don't know exactly which pressing or when, but we originally sold that at auction. It's going to be auctioned again. David Bowie's a $35 start. And this is also a $25 start. This is the Supremes in Japan. I'll start that for $25. The Supremes in Japan. Okay, Christopher Morris wants BTLS. I'm not for sure what that is. If you have some of the vinyl style cleaning cloths, I'd like 2 packs. They work really good. Let me show those. Tanner just tossed me one. Hadn't shown them in a while. We got 2 factory cases full of them. If anybody wants a vinyl style record cleaning cloth, they're 8 by 9 inches. They're self-lubricated, and they're $4.99. Jared wants at least 2 packs. I have sold hundreds of these. I don't recommend them for a deep cleaning. I recommend them to wipe down the record before and after you play it. So, you know, get the dust off of it before you play it, and definitely get the dust off of it after you play it. $4.99. Jared wants 2. Ava wants 2. I've got pretty much an unlimited supply probably for as many people watching right now. Hopefully. If not, I can get more. $35 and $25 start on those auctions. Elvis, Scotty and Bill, the first year. This is sealed. That's what we originally had it marked. Now it's $9.99. Jared got 2 packs. Ava got 2 packs. Joe wants 1 pack. Lillian wants 2 packs. The $1 Million Quartet, $9.99. The $1 Million Quartet. That is on the Sun label from Denmark. $9.99. Lily McCurry first on Elvis for $9.99. Ken was second. Stephen A. Young was third. The Outlaws, pretty much half off their self-titled album. Greengrass and High Tides Forever, $9.99 on The Outlaws. Round Midnight. This is the soundtrack produced by Herbie Hancock. It has Chet Baker, Ron Carter. It's about Charlie Parker. That's half off and shrink wrap at $9.99. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band is $9.99. That album is called Symphonic Dream or Symphonian Dream. I believe so, $9.99. All right, so Lillian got Elvis. Ken was second. Stephen was third. Jedit wants 2 packs of cloths. Larry Smith wants the $1 Million Quartet for $9.99. Stephen A. Young gets the Outlaws for $9.99. Tommy Flowers wants Round Midnight. And Donnie Haney gets Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Those are all sold for $9.99. Bee Gees Main Course in shrink wrap. Near mint, $9.99 for the Bee Gees. The Monkees, Pull It, pretty much half off at $9.99. Also has the original inner sleeve, $9.99. Mark Fallon's getting off for the night. I doubt that. He'll definitely be back. He's just trying to fool us. The Marshall Tucker Band, 10th. This is $9.99. Marshall Tucker Band. Ava first on the Bee Gees. John Lill second. Ian was third. Bee Gees, another one. Another Bee Gees. Next Bee Gees comment will possibly get this one. 2 years on. That's an original Atco, $9.99. Elvis Costello, Blood and Chocolate. That's EX condition, $9.99. Lily McCurry wants the Monkees, Pull It. That's sold to Lily McCurry. And Feel It, Elvin Bishop Group. Don't see this one as often. It's on the Fillmore label in shrink wrap, $9.99. All right, if anybody wants the David Bowie Lodger, German pressing, that's a $35 buy now. If anybody wants the Dinah Ross and the Supremes live in Japan, Japanese pressing, that's a $25 buy now. That's a $25 buy now. Tommy Flowers first to EB, which is Elvin Bishop. Looks like Brent Robley was second. Lily McCurry first on the Bee Gees. These are all $9.99. Barclay James Harvest, Eyes of the Universe. Barclay James Harvest, $9.99. Climax Blues Band, the Stamp album. That's $9.99. Those are both very nice copies back to back there for $9.99. Cat Stevens, very young and early songs. That's in shrink wrap, $9.99 on Cat Stevens, original Durham label, of course. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. This is their debut album, Gatefold. That is the second label. Super nice copy. Spine, cover, corners, vinyl, sleeve, $9.99. Lily McCurry first on CBB, which is Climax Blues Band. Jetstream was second. And the Moody Blues, 7th Sojourn. There they are. The Nightly Moody Blues. That is $5 off at $9.99. Let me see what I got over here in our putback bins to auction. That was $9.99 as well, yes. I think what's left in this putback bin, we will probably just show. Yeah, y'all are going to like this. It's a mixture of new vinyl. Make sure there's nothing else in here we auction. This is non-payments and putbacks. We'll definitely go through this crate next. Non-payments and putbacks. And yeah, we'll go through that. Now, there's another one over here somewhere. Let me set this one off to the side. Like I said, the other day, I had all kinds of stuff sorted and organized, and I think we had a couple customers come in, which I don't mind at all, but I think they literally went through every crate in the store, and I think they moved about two-thirds of the crates around, and I think they were pulling stuff out and looking at it, and I had everything perfectly organized for the rest of the week's shows. But let's see what else we have in here. Boy, this crate is plumb full. I don't think anything in this crate was auctioned originally either. There is a lot of great titles. I mean, some really good stuff. Was this auctioned? It probably should be. Okay, I'll just show those later. I don't see any more auctions. I'll find some in this other crate in just a second. Can I get the Beatles? Christopher, that's already sold. You were third to it, actually. The Beatles is already sold. Ray Charles invites you to listen. That's $9.99. Echoes of an Era. Pearl Bailey is sealed. Never been open. It's sealed to LP. $9.99 on that. Original Rock Classics. This is a foreign reissue or repressing of Vanilla Fudge Renaissance. $9.99. David Bowie is $35. Pure Prairie League. Firing Up. $9.99. Jetstream wants Pearl Bailey for $9.99. That was sealed. Was, Not Was, Born to Laugh at Tornadoes, $9.99. Godly and Cream. Godly and Cream is $9.99. Also, Rick Springfield, Comic Book Heroes. Rick Springfield, Comic Book Heroes. Gatefold, $9.99 on Rick Springfield. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Pictures at an Exhibition. That is $9.99 for ELP. 10 Years After, Watt is $9.99. Lily McCurry wants RS, which is Rick Springfield. Yes, Yesterday's EX Condition. That on sale price is now $9.99. We have Chuck Berry Rocket. That's $9.99. Roger McGuinn Thunderbird is $9.99. And the Esquires Get On Up. There's a little bit of cover damage right there. Very clean vinyl, though, for what that record is at $9.99. Thomas Hujar wants Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Stephen A. Young wants Yes. Bowie is a $35 buy now. I'm going to run through what's left of that $9.99 crate in just one moment. First, I do have a crate of stuff to auction behind the counter, which is technically our high-end bin. Let me find that. I'm going to have to move a few things around first, though. Oh, I can also autograph the Twisted Sister. That's good to auction. Let me bring it over here. We got word on what that was, so we can go ahead and auction that. And let me see if I can grab this other crate. Let me set that up there for a second. And, aha, I have found the rest of, I think, our Japanese stuff I've been looking for. So, yeah. Or at least two. Somebody bought the Hank Williams last night. That was claimed. Okay, so good and bad news. The bad news is this is not autographed by D. Snyder. I didn't think it was. It didn't look right. And plus the Japanese dealer we got it from, he didn't make notice of it. So, unfortunately, there's some writing on this Twisted Sister. That is not autographed by D. Snyder. Now, we even had it pre-authenticated at PSA or JSA. The good news is this is a near mint and pristine copy of Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry, Japanese press. It is near mint minus and pristine. It's a near mint Japanese pressing of Stay Hungry. It's a $55 start. There's one Japanese insert. There's the other Japanese insert. It's a $55 start. Really nice cover of Obi, so it's unfortunately got some writing. I don't know if somebody was trying to forge that or The D is very wrong. The S looks like D. Snyder's, but I don't know. Some people's always like, he may have signed it when he was drunk, or it may have been his early autograph. I always hear that when people's trying to sell me autographs, and I'm like, no, it's not real. Most people have signed their name the same way for a long time. Some people change, but yeah, so very nice copy though. Stay hungry. $55 start on that. Philip Shoemaker, first on the Esquires. Craig Thomas wants Elvis Costello, Blood and Chocolate, and these are all $9.99. Fred Carnell, sell him the David Bowie Tanner for $29.99. Okay, everything in here is $9.99. $9.99. Here's what's left. A rock opera, The Survival of St. Joan, VG, $9.99. The Hollies, A Crazy Steel, Near Mint and Shrink, $9.99. Nazareth, Snaz, that's VG for $9.99. Marshall Tucker Band 10th, that's $9.99. Barclay James Harvest is $9.99. Cat Stevens and Shrink Wrap is $9.99. Blood, Sweat and Tears, $9.99. Everything's $9.99. Moody Blues 7 Sojourn, Ray Charles Invites You to Listen. That's in Shrink Wrap. Vanilla Fudge Renaissance. Pure Prairie League Firing Up. Was, Not Was. Godly and Cream. 10 Years After. Chuck Berry. And Roger McGuinn. These are all $9.99. Twisted Sister is a $55 start. I think Jimmy LaCroix is about the bid. He at least got us started. He put TS. Next is going to be an on-sale crate of new sealed vinyl. This is one that we have not got to yet. Okay, this is one we have not got to yet. On-sale new vinyl. There are some great titles in here. Everything is going to be just $11.99. Kind of like that other crate we went through. Everything is going to be just $11.99. Everything is sealed, okay? This is the only crate, or this is the next crate that we've never been through before. So we've been through some of these before. We've been through like 4 crates of sealed records. Here's what's left. Here's what's left for $11.99. And Jimmy, if you are bidding on Twisted Sister, please put TS55, and I'll do a final call and go ahead and sell it to you. Next is Chuck Berry, Condition. It has a gold stamp promo on the front. It has a gold stamp promo on the front. It also has the original Atco inner sleeve, and it's on Atco. It is Near Mint minus. It's a gold stamp promo. We originally had that $24.99, and I've sold several for that before. That one is $9.99. Okay, let's auction some sealed stuff. I did pull a couple out. I pulled 3 out because I can't, it would hurt my soul to sell these for $11.99. So the first is going to be a $20 start. This is Frank Zappa Orchestral Favorites. It is sealed. It does have a punch hole, but this is sealed Frank Zappa, $20 start. Frank Zappa Orchestral sealed. Jimmy does have the high bid on Twisted Sister for $55, going once, going twice. Stephen also bid $55. Stephen, you're out. And we do have claims from the last bin, Chuck Berry and St. Joan. These are sold and sold. So Larry Smith gets Chuck Berry and Jetstream gets St. Joan. Final call on Twisted Sister, and we're looking for a $20 start on Frank Zappa. We now have a $60 bid on this. So Tanner, I got a price change for you. $11.99. Everything in here is sealed. Most of this is going to be half off. Some of it's going to be more than half off, well more than half off. All sealed LPs. I will just tell you the title. I'll let you know if it has a cut out, saw mark, or punch hole. You know they're sealed, so they're all presumed mint. Or technically, they are mint. We have Jerry Rafferty. It does have a punch hole. That is his self-titled debut album. These are all $11.99. Mick Fleetwood, The Visitor, does have a saw mark right here. $11.99. Mick Fleetwood, The Visitor. Ian Matthews, Stealing Home. Hop Sticker, no saw marks or anything on that one. Brent Robley, first on Gary Jerry. That is sold to Brent. The great Tom Paul Glasser and his Outlaw Band. That is sealed. No saw marks or punch holes on that one. Yep, it does have a clip corner. Clip corner on that one, $11.99. Tom Paul Glasser. Firefall, Clouds Across the Sun. Saw mark on that one, $11.99. Seals and Croft, The Longest Road. Seals and Croft is $11.99. I guess that's technically a cutout. Very small mark on that one, $11.99. Pro Call's Ninth, Pro Call Harem. That is sealed. No saw marks, no punch holes on that one. Jeff McMaster on FF, Firefall. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. And update on our bids. Jimmy LaCroix, let me know if you're in or out. Stephen Fry, you has this for $60. You're now outbid. And we do have a $20 bid on Frank Zappa. I think Ed Adamowicz has bid $20. He put Frank Zappa. If you're bidding, always make sure you put the numerical so I know you're actually bidding. Ed's at $20 on Frank Zappa, I think. Jeff McMaster first on Pro Call Harem for $11.99. Jeff Malwitz was second. So Tanner, these are all $11.99. And for those that's watching, everything in this crate's $11.99. Golden Hits of the Platters, $11.99. Golden Hits of the Platters. Also, Billy Ocean, Tear Down These Walls. These has no saw marks, no punch holes on that one. $11.99. Gene McDaniels, Hit After Hit, sealed, $11.99. No saw marks, no punch holes, no cutouts. Yep, nothing on this one. Sealed retail copy, perfect. The Songs of Jim Weatherly, also sealed, $11.99. We do have a bid on Zappa, and we have a final call on Twisted Sister. Tom T. Hall, The Magnificent Music Machine. This is $11.99. Does have a clip corner. Tom T. Hall, sealed, $11.99. Kelly Bagwell wants Mick Fleetwood. That's sold to Kelly Bagwell for $11.99. Seals and Croft, Taking It Easy with hop sticker, sealed. No saw marks. Maybe a little one. Some of these are tiny, just like a little notch they made in them. $11.99 on Seals and Croft. There's another Gary Jerry Rafferty. His name is Jerry Rafferty. It's a J sound with a G letter. Jerry Rafferty. Okay, next is Lillian McCurry. She was second on the other one. That's sold to Lillian. The auctions, we have Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry. That is not Dee Snider's autograph. It is a near mint minus and pristine Japanese pressing. It has both inserts with Obi. High bid on that is $60 with Stephen Fry. I was about to sell it. And we're at a final call on Frank Zappa, Orchestral Favorites. It does have a punch hole. It is sealed. It's at $20. I'm about to sell that. Another Jerry Rafferty, $11.99, sealed. That's got to be the last one. There was 3 in there, evidently. Tammy Faye, Run Towards the Roar. Tammy Faye is $11.99. Jackie Reynolds wants the Tom T. Hall. These are all sealed. Shane's at $65 on Twisted Sister. Jerry Lee Lewis, Killer Country, $11.99. $11.99, Jerry Lee Lewis. America, Your Move, has the hop sticker, contains the border. America has no, yep, it has one little saw mark right there. $11.99. Steven, you're outbid on Twisted Sister. Shane Devers has that for $65. Chris Christopherson, To the Bone. That does have a clip corner. $11.99. Quarter Flash, Take Another Picture. Quarter Flash is $11.99. Steven's back in at $66. And Peter Wolf, Come As You Are. Peter Wolf has a saw mark right here. $11.99. All right, sealed Frank Zappa being sold for $20 too. Who bid on that? Ed Adamowicz. Ed, you get that for $20. Okay, next auction, I've got another sealed LP for you. This is War Platinum Jazz, a 2-record set including the new hit single, LA Sunshine, plus, let's see here. Is this, okay, this is a punch hole, sealed. This is sealed, isn't it? Yes, this is sealed. I was looking at it first. I was like, this is sealed. Sealed with hop sticker. This is a $20 start, and gatefold does have a punch hole here. War Platinum Jazz. There's the hop sticker. Very nice. $20 start on that. Next is some claims out of here. Kevin Huffman, first on Quarter Flash. That is sold to Kevin Huffman. Lily McCurry was second. Actually, there was a claim before that. Let me do this in the right order. Tommy Flowers on GR. GR was the other Gary Rafferty. That's sold to Tommy Flowers. Shane Devers, 65-66. Kevin Huffman got Quarter Flash. Kevin Huffman got Quarter Flash. Lillian was second. Brent Robley got Peter Wolf. These are all $11.99. Twisted Sisters at $70. And War's at $21. These are, War is sealed with hop sticker. It does have a punch hole. Everything in the sealed bin's $11.99. It's another Peter Wolf with another saw mark. $11.99 on Peter Wolf. Come As You Are. Elton John, 21 at 33. Sealed Elton John does have a saw mark. $11.99. Shane's at 75 on Twisted Sister. Joe South. Joe South. This is sealed. $11.99. Also, Savoy Brown, Rock and Roll Warriors. This is sealed. No saw marks, no punch holes. $11.99 on that. Neil Sedaka stepping out. Does have a clip corner down here. Neil Sedaka is $11.99. James Bragg's at 21 on War. Twisted Sister 75, now 80. Tommy Flowers first to the sealed Savoy. Lillian was second. Kevin was third. An Evening with Diana Ross sealed, and this has no saw marks, no punch out, no punch holes, no clip corners. Diana Ross sealed, 2 LP, $11.99. Walter Murphy, Rhapsody in Blue. Walter Murphy is $11.99. Shane Devers is at 85 on Twisted Sister. And Fantasy, Tommy Rowe. Fantasy does have a small punch hole there. That's one of those small pin-sized punch holes. $11.99. Shane Devers is at 85 on Twisted Sister. No, Nanette. The new 1925 musical. That is sealed. $11.99. Dave Mason, Mariposa de Oro. Dave Mason is sealed. $11.99 on Dave Mason. Also, for $11.99, sealed is Loretta Lynn. Somebody Somewhere, sealed Loretta Lynn. And also for $11.99 sealed, it's Hot Chocolate. Contains the hit single, Everybody's a Winner. Does have a small saw mark there, $11.99. All right, Freddie's out on Twisted Sister. Final call on that. Also, final call on War for 21. Tommy Flowers gets Dave Mason for 21. Lillian McCurry wants Nanette. Everything in this bin is sealed. Never been open. OG sealed records. There was Hot Chocolate. Badfinger Airwaves. There's a great deal for $11.99, and we have 2 of them. 2 sealed Badfingers for $11.99. The McCoys Human Ball. That's also sealed for $11.99. And Jerry Lee Lewis, When Two Worlds Collide. That's also sealed for $11.99. These are all $11.99. Lily McCurry wants a Badfinger. Now what I'm going to do is just read through the titles one more time. Then we're going to do one of our putback bins. I'm going to do one of our putback bins, and I've also got a $14.99 on sale crate, and I have a $19.99 on sale crate. So there's some great more deals to come. We've done a $9.99 blowout crate. This is $11.99 sealed blowout crate. And next is going to be a $14 and $19.99. We do have a new bid on War. James Bragg, you're outbid on War, but I'm going to go ahead and sell Twisted Sister to Shane Devers for $85. But War is got a new bid. Roger Ramjet's at $25. So you are outbid on that, James Bragg. Next is War 22 and then 25, actually. John Young wants a Badfinger if it's not cut out. Actually, I think what they've done, John, is this one was very weird. It has a piece of like electrical tape, which is probably covering up the cutout mark. I don't know. That's very odd. But it looks like it was cut out, and then they put a piece of electrical tape over it. But it is sealed. And if you don't want that, it looks like Donnie Haney does. He's going to get that if John Young passes for $11.99. And then, so that's either sold to John or Donnie. And Jetstream wants Diana Ross. That was An Evening with Diana Ross. Dave Plunkett's out on War. James Bragg. So now War's between Roger Ramjet and James Bragg. Let me read you what's left in the sealed bin for $11.99. John Young passes, and Donnie Haney says he doesn't want it either. So, Tanner, I'll let you, however order you have that in. $11.99 for the sealed Badfinger if anybody wants it. Ian Matthews, Stealing Home. These are all sealed for $11.99. The Great Tom Paul, Glasser. Seals and Croft, Golden Hits of the Platters. Billy Ocean, Gene McDaniels, The Songs of Jim Weatherly. Seals and Croft. Tammy Faye, Jerry Lee Lewis, America. Chris Christopherson, Peter Wolf. Elton John is still sealed for $11.99. Joe South, Neil Sedaka, Walter Murphy, Tommy Rowe. Loretta Lynn is available. So is Hot Chocolate. Everybody's a winner. The McCoys and Jerry Lee Lewis. So Donnie and John must not be buying this to open it, to listen to it, because they, yeah, there's the other one. Well, I guess that's the one that, actually, this is the one, Tanner, one of these are sold. This one was sold to Lillian McCurry. There's the one Lillian had. See, it had a saw mark on it too. This one has a saw mark, and then they covered it up with a piece of tape, which is very odd. I don't know why they would do that. But that's another sealed Badfinger for $11.99. High bid on War is $35. High bid on War is $35. Let's do a putback bin. Kelly Bagwell gets the sealed Elton John. Boy, I can tell the Wilson County Fair is letting out because there's traffic. We have a little road next to our store called Short Street, and there's cars lined up to the top of it where they're leaving the Wilson County Fair, which is also the State Fair. We have the State Fair here in Lebanon. Big, big fair. Major. And I've never been to it. You would think I used to live 30 minutes from Lebanon. Now I own a business here, and I've never been to the fair. But there's not many records over there. Not a lot of interest in going somewhere where they don't have any records, you know. Yeah, Jake said I should set up a shop. Yeah. Could you imagine? I could take 10 or 12 crates over there of some $9.99 records and probably sell a bunch. But we're here doing that right now, and we don't have to take them anywhere. So for those that go and set up at shows, I used to do that. I used to go to flea markets. I used to go to shows. That is a lot of work. For those that are record dealers and you just set up at shows and stuff, I salute you because that is so much work. Kelly Bagwell gets Elton John for $11.99. So I have people invite me. We get letters, invitations all the time to shows. And I'm like, there's no reason for us to do that because we can sell them right here. That's just a little bit of extra steps. Now, I will say if you go to those, you'll meet a lot of new people because there's a lot of people who go to those that don't shop online. But we are here right now. So we sell every night right here. But putback bin. Some of this is vintage. Some of it's new. By the way, James Bragg, you're outbid on War. Let me know if you want back in. Roger Ramjet has that for $35. Let's do a putback bin. We have Mammoth, which is on black vinyl. You can take it on black vinyl, but if you want the indie exclusive, we still have it on yellow vinyl. We have the new Mammoth album on yellow or black, $33.99. Jimi Hendrix War Heroes, $34.99. These are non-payments and putbacks. Jimi Hendrix War Heroes, $34.99. That looks nice. Kent State, motion picture soundtrack. Kent State is $19.99. I guess like as in Kent State Massacre. From Ohio, $19.99, gold stamp promo. Music by Grace Slick, Richie Havens, and John Sebastian. That looks pretty cool. Roger Ramjet gets the Sealed War for $35. That's sold to Roger Ramjet. Lily McCurry wants Kent State. These are all new putbacks. Some of it's new vinyl, some of it's vintage. The Best of Jodie Messina. Her stuff's very difficult to get on vinyl, if at all. $31.99, Jodie Messina. Next is Pink Floyd, live at Wembley, $39.99. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, live at Wembley, $39.99. The Best of the James Gang, EX Condition, $17.99. The Best of the James Gang, EX Condition, $17.99. Daft Punk, Discovery. Boy, I hadn't shown that in a long time, probably since April. Daft Punk Discovery, $39.99. Rush, Clockwork Angels, $39.99. White Zombie, La Sextoristo, Devil Music Volume 1, $38.99 on White Zombie. There's another Pink Floyd live at Wembley, $39.99. Leonard Skinner's Second Helping, their second album, Sweet Home Alabama, $36.99. Wow, another Pink Floyd live at Wembley. What's all those doing in here? $39.99. Leonard Skinner's Street Survivors, $34. I bet that was that original pre-order. When we originally posted this pre-order, we sold like 100 of them, and there was a lot of new people, and a lot of new people never message our page. That's in our group, and we never can collect payment. Frank Sinatra Collected, 2LP. This is like a Frank Sinatra Greatest Hits, $44.99. Ned's Atomic Dustbin. Man, I can't get that straight. Ned's Atomic Dustbin, $39.99. AC/DC Power Up, that's on yellow vinyl, $29.99. And The Cult, Sonic Temple. Sonic Temple's on green vinyl, $39.99. So those are all been new LPs so far. Just a few OG records in here. Looney Tunes, Merry Melodies. Now this is nothing to do with cartoons. That's why this was put back. I remember when this message came in. This is a Warner Brothers compilation. This has nothing to do with cartoon music. If I can get it out of this sleeve. There we go. This is our 3mm bags. I told y'all they'll fit on box sets. They're a tight fit. I don't know if you want to keep it on here or not. I was going to get you a track listing. Well, this is tight. This is like 20 pounds of pressure. $49.99, but it is a Warner Brothers box set, if I can get to it. There we go. Yeah, it's one of those, as y'all know, many, I see. Black Sabbath, Jimi Hendrix, Fleetwood Mac. That's the first couple artists I see. That's off to a good start. Faces. That's $49.99, and it's sold. Tanner, I don't know if you can get that back in the sleeve or not, but you can try. That is sold to Brian C. Lily McCurry was second. Next is Jake Biderman. He wants The Cult. So that was actually first, but I'll put it second there. Jake Biderman got The Cult. Dr. John plays Mac Rebennack. That is $24.99. Dr. John, $24.99. Sealed, Taylor Swift Fearless. We sold a couple of these last night. Taylor Swift is $31.99. The Monkees Greatest Hits. That's a new, fairly new remaster, repressing of that. $28.99. This is Discord, $19.99. Kinetic Discord. Disowned, Kinetic Discord. That's $19.99. Sorry, I don't know a lot about that one. Put it back here with the vintage stuff or OG stuff. Domerized, $69.99, $19.98. This is some of that obscure hardcore type stuff. Domerized. Wow, that's a wicked looking cover. $69.99 from 1998. I didn't know those were put back or they didn't get paid for, one of the two. Donald Fagen, Walter Beckett, and Denny Diaz. You got to walk it like you talk it in with the original inner sleeve. $39.99. Lizzie Borden, Give 'em the Axe. White and blue marbled vinyl, $31.99 for Lizzie Borden. Jethro Tull Aqualung, VG Plus copy, $14.99. Jethro Tull Aqualung, VG Plus, $14.99. And Extreme Porno Graffiti, $39.99. We need to get some auctions going. Everybody's awfully quiet in the background. So I got, out of a shipment of Japanese vinyl, I've only got one record left, and this is Jimmy Buffett Coconut Telegraph, because somebody bought the Hank Williams Sr. I think I remember the other night we had a whole shipment of Japanese vinyl, and there's only one record that didn't sell, and that was Hank Williams Sr. Somebody bought it last night. Here's the only one left. It's Jimmy Buffett Coconut Telegraph. We're going to start it at just $15 to get it sold. Near mint, pristine Japanese pressing with Obi. That's a $15 start. Autumn Betts wants the Ned's Atomic Dust bin. That's sold to Autumn Betts. Jimmy Buffett's at $15. Let me get another auction going. We've been selling a lot of sealed stuff. Can I get somebody bought in on Keith Whitley? I wonder, do you think of me? Sealed Keith Whitley. It does have a saw mark. Sealed Keith Whitley. We've sold a lot of sealed records this week. Let's see if we can go in with another incredible piece here. This album has never been reissued. Pretty much nothing of Keith Whitley's in print, especially mass-produced. They did do the Vinyl Me reissue of Don't Close Your Eyes, but that, of course, that's limited edition. This is sealed. For the first time ever, I'm significantly dropping the price. $115 start. $115. I think last time I said $55. $115 on that. It is sealed. Jimmy Buffett's at $15, $15, and now $20. Back to the putback bin. Extreme Porno Graffiti, $39.99 for Extreme. Also, Guns N' Roses Unplugged. I hadn't seen that in a while. That's a red vinyl unofficial acoustic broadcast. Guns N' Roses Unplugged, $39.99. That will probably sell. Michael Franks Skin Dive. Michael Franks is $9.99 for Skin Dive, $9.99. Clouds Watercolor Days. Clouds is VG minus $9.99. It has a feelable audible mark on side 2. This is progressive pop. Clouds Watercolor Days, $9.99. Black Anvil, As Was. Black Anvil is EX for $14.99. Colin Butler wants Clouds. We have Jimmy Buffett at $20. Lily McCurry wants Guns N' Roses. I skipped over that. So Colin got Clouds. There's Lillian's Guns N' Roses. Don Caballero 2, $24.99. Don Calbarello 2, excellent math rock, probably their best, Paul has said. $24.99. $24.99. Paul Simon, One Trick Pony. $19.99 on Paul Simon's One Trick Pony. Also, Men at Work, the classic Business as Usual. Original inner sleeve, near mint minus vinyl, $24.99 on that. Colin wants the Don Caballero. That's sold to Colin Butler. And Sugar Hill Gang. This is limited edition 1000 red vinyl, limited and numbered on the back. Rapper's Delight, $38.99. Okay, final call on Jimmy Buffett. Jeff McMaster, you're out. Stephen Fry, you has this for $20. That's a final call, and we're looking for a $115 start on Keith Whitley. Taylor Swift, Speak Now, Taylor's version. Speak Now is on triple purple vinyl, $49.99. Also, Foreigner, that's their self-titled debut. That was a VG copy for $9.99. Elvis Costello, Get Happy, near mint, $24.99 on Elvis Costello. Ginger Baker, At His Best, $34.99 for Ginger Baker, At His Best. Uriah Heep, Demons and Wizards, that was EX for $17.99. And the Allman Brothers Band, Brothers and Sisters, $34.99. How could somebody not pay for this or put it back? A classic, $34.99. OG label, gatefold, $34.99. All right, Kara wants the Foreigner for $9.99. Jeff's out on Jimmy Buffett, so let me go ahead and sell that to Stephen Fry, you for $20. And Keith Whitley's $115 buy it now. Keith Whitley is $115 buy it now. I wonder, do you think of me? That is available for $115 buy it now if anybody wants it. Also, the only auction that has not sold tonight is the Supremes live in Japan. It's a $25 buy it now. $25 buy it now. Edward Star Wars wants the Uriah Heep, and Kevin Huffman's going to get the Keith Whitley for $115 buy it now, Tanner. That is sold. All right, let me recap the non-payment and put back bin. I've got them sorted already. These are all vintage or OGs or used copies, and then I've got all the new vinyl on the front. So the vintage used stuff, we had Jimi Hendrix War Heroes. That's $34.99. The Best of the James Gang is EX $17.99. Best of the James Gang. Dr. John is $24.99. Kinetic Disorder Disowned was $19.99. Dahmerized, that was $69.99. Donald Fagen, Walter Becker, essentially Steely Dan, $39.99. Lily McCurry wants the James Gang. That's sold to Lily McCurry. Jethro Tull was VG Plus $14.99. Michael Franks was $9.99. Black Anvil was EX $14.99. Paul Simon, One Trick Pony, $19.99 on Paul Simon. Men at Work, Business as Usual, $24.99 on Men at Work. Elvis Costello, Get Happy, $24.99 on Elvis Costello. Ginger Baker was $34.99. And the Allman Brothers. Somebody needs to grab Brothers and Sisters, $34.99 on that. So new vinyl. We had Mammoth, Jody Messina, Pink Floyd, Daft Punk, Rush, White Zombie, Leonard Skinner, Frank Sinatra, AC/DC, Taylor Swift, The Monkees, Lizzie Borden, Extreme, Sugar Hill Gang, and Taylor Swift again. Jetstream is going to take the Jethro Tull Aqualung, sitting on the park bench. All righty. That was put back. So I got another crate, but next we're going to do our on-sale bins. Let's move over to our on-sale bins. Let me put up two more auctions from some of the high-end stuff. Let's do... Boy, I have sold these and sold these and sold these at auction. We could never get this, and actually, after he passed away, this would have been a $100 album, like an instant seller on eBay. But now, all of a sudden, we've got a bunch of them, and this has got to be one of our last copies. We've been selling them $65, $75, and that's John Prine. Tanner agrees. There for a while, John Prine, when he passed away, it was like a rush on his vinyl, unlike I hadn't seen before. You couldn't get new stuff for months. Of course, he died during COVID, and it was already a tough bout to get that stuff anyway. This is a 5-digit pressing. So it's probably... Well, what's weird is it's 5 digits, but I think either Paul or John has marked it as a 71 Richmond, which is unusual because I don't recall any 5 digits being from 1977 or from 1971, but it may be. I just don't really know. But that's a really nice copy. I mean, there's what we had it originally marked for just a couple months ago. $25 start. The classic John Prine. And Atlantic is about to reissue it on clear vinyl as part of their 75th anniversary celebration. James Bragg wants the Lizzie Borden from the new vinyl. Let's go through an on-sale bin. I think y'all are going to really like this stuff. The first batch is going to be all $19.99, and then we got some $14.99 stuff. There's a Lizzie Borden. We have John Prine's a $25 start. And let's see here. Did I miss anything else? Lillian says, sold, get happy. She wants the Elvis Costello. Craig says, Craig is a major Elvis Costello fan. He says somebody needs to get happy. And Lillian says she will take it. Elvis Costello. This is sold to Lily McCurry. John Prine's a $25 start. Daft Punk, that was Discovery. Daft Punk Discovery. Tanner, do you have a sticky note so I can separate the 19 from the $14.99? Me asking Tanner if he has a sticky note is a rhetorical question. Tanner has thousands of sticky notes. We keep 3M in stock. All righty, let's see here. From here back is all going to be $19.99, and then the first half of the crate's $14.99. Major discounts. Actually, let me make sure. Let me go off camera for 1 second. Y'all get to look at the back. I think there was a couple things in here I was going to auction. If not, then you're about to just get some really good deals. Yeah, this one. This one was an odd record. I can't sell that for $19.99, but okay. I only pulled one thing out, and it's something kind of odd. So these are all $19.99. There's some like, I shouldn't be selling these kind of records in here, but it's Saturday night. It's almost 10 o'clock. Deals are happening. If you stay on late with us, you know what that means. Deals are happening. All right, so let's see what we have in here for $19.99. I've got 2 copies of George Harrison's Gone Tropo. 2 copies for $19.99. And yes, I pulled these out of the $9.99 Beatles bins because we just don't get these too often. That's a German copy, and this one here is a U.S. copy. They're both near mint. That's a U.S., and we have a German. Very nice near mint copies. George Harrison Gone Tropo, $19.99. Also, Fresh Cream is $19.99. That's a 67 Pittman pressing. Cream's debut album. Eric Clapton. VG cover, VG plus vinyl, $19.99. Van Morrison in Articulate Speech of the Heart. Van Morrison's $19.99. Lily McCurry wants the George Harrison. That's so to Lily McCurry. Bob Dylan, Hard Rain. VG Plus, it's a white label promo, essentially half off at $19.99. That should not be happening. Bob Dylan, white label promo. VG Plus condition, $19.99. Paul McCartney, Ram. I'm always recommending it. It's a VG Plus copy as well, $19.99. Chris Kirkley gets the other George Harrison. That's for $19.99. More Creedence Gold. This is a Creedence Greatest Hits compilation, $19.99. Hey Tonight, Run Through the Jungle, Lodi, Up Around the Bend, all are on there. Thomas Hujar wants the promo Dylan. That's so to Thomas for $19.99. Donnie Haney was second. The Rolling Stones Black and Blue, $19.99 on the Stones Black and Blue. That's a gatefold with the original inner sleeve, $19.99. John Lill wants CCR. And this is David Wright Original Home Band. David Wright is half off at $19.99. I don't know a lot about that, but it looks very odd, $19.99. Stephen Fry, you were second on Creedence. I can't believe I'm doing it, but if anybody wants the John Prine for a $25 buy it now, John Prine's a $25 buy it now. It's a very clean copy if you don't have that already. Let me find our next auctions over here. Our next auctions is going to be the Rolling Stone Some Girls and the Grateful Dead. These should have already been sold, but I'm going to make them where you have to bid on them now. Let's go ahead. Before I tag anything else, I got a really nice original unedited cover. This is the cover that was recalled of the Rolling Stone Some Girls. Nice. It is very, very nice. The vinyl is near mint minus. I mean, it's a super clean copy. $35 start. Very nice jacket too. $35 start. This is the Rolling Stone Some Girl OG. $35 start on that. Now, the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead is what a strange trip it's been. This is the best of the Grateful Dead. What a long, strange trip it's been. It's a 2LP gatefold, near mint condition. Very nice jacket too, especially to be a black cover. $35 start on this. $35 start on this. So, 2 auctions, 2 great albums. A Grateful Dead Greatest Hits and a Rolling Stone Some Girls. Now back up to the top, Edward was first to John Prine at $25. Brad, you were second. Mike Anderson wants RS, which is the Rolling Stones. Mike gets that for $14.99. Excuse me, $19.99. We're still in the $19.99 stuff. That's sold to Mike Anderson for $19.99. Wolves Council, you were third on John Prine. Benton was fourth. Autumn was fifth. Does the McCartney Ram have a sliced apple on side 2 of the album? Yes. They should all have a sliced apple. There's apple, and then that's what the B-side of all the Apple's labels look like. Yes, that is $19.99, VG Plus condition. Mike, you did get the Rolling Stones. We got bids on both auctions, $35, $35, $35, $38 on the Grateful Dead. Bag-Wan Records, No Bad Trips, Ellington Jordan. Bag-Wan Records, Ellington Jordan, Much Rather Be. That's half off, some kind of 12-inch single. $19.99 before I put that on Discogs. This is a great deal. The Rolling Stones, their Satanic Majesty's Request, Blue London stereo label, no condition notes. It's not a lenticular cover, so that's a later pressing, but just $19.99. What in the world? Fleetwood Mac, Bare Trees. This is an EX copy for $19.99. Fleetwood Mac, that's EX for $19.99. And Neil Young, big markdown on that. Stars, American Stars and Bars, $19.99. I'm going to walk right over here and grab me a bottle of water. I have not grabbed me a bottle of water yet. I've also got a couple Funkos y'all have never seen before. let me grab a couple Funkos y'all have never seen before. They've been unboxed. I think these might have come in when I wasn't here. They may have shown them, but I don't think they have. Let me grab, we got a whole series of Peter Pan stuff that's come in. Also this, and this one, and this one. And I think there's some other stuff over here I hadn't shown you, but quick detour, since I had to walk over here to get a bottle of water. Birthday Ronald McDonald. These are all new Funkos, brand new from our distributor. That is $14.99. That is Birthday Ronald McDonald. Also, White Rabbit, Alice in Wonderland. I thought that one was pretty cool. There's the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. Is that the guy who was saying, I'm late? I'm late. Optimus Prime, Transformers. $14.99 on Optimus Prime. And then here's the Peter Pans. We have Wendy, Captain Hook, and Tinkerbell. Do we actually have Peter Pan? I thought he came in before everybody else, or we sell out of him. I don't know. But there's 3 of the Peter Pans at least. Let's see. They did a Peter Pan, a Wendy, a Mermaid, a Tinkerbell, and a Captain Hook. Those are all $14.99. So Tinkerbell, Wendy, Captain Hook, Optimus Prime, White Rabbit, and then some Ronald McDonald's. Birthday Ronald McDonald. Birthday Ronald McDonald. All right. Let's see here. Let me move these out of the way and get caught back up in the comments. Let me get caught up and see where we're at. So, first was Scotty Hops got Rolling Stones Tanner for $19.99. Lillian's at $45 on the Grateful Dead. The Rolling Stones is at $36. The CCR was not check condition. Do you have any Tua Funkos? No, I do not. Sherry Darnell wants the White Rabbit Funko. That's so does Sherry Darnell. Lillian's at $40 on the Rolling Stones. Mark Querum wants Fleetwood Mac for $19.99. Mark's also at $40 on the Rolling Stones, and Fred's at $41. So the high bid on Grateful Dead, what a long, strange trip it's been. Lily McCurry has that for $45, and the Rolling Stones is now at $41. And we still got Ronald McDonald, Optimus Prime, and then some of the Peter Pan Funkos. You need an Alice Cooper Funko. We have it. Where's those at? We have it. We have the new Alice Cooper Funko. It just came out. Let me show it to you. Let's see. Rolling Stones 45. Okay, back to this bin. Everything in here is $19.99. Boko of Blues. Ringo Starr, just $19.99. Very nice copy. Buku or Boko, one of the two. Buku. I think I used to say Buku, and then I got auto-corrected on that. $19.99. Also, major markdown on this one. John Lennon, Sometime in New York City. Look, it has the insert, the other insert, 72 Winchester Press. That is just $19.99. Now, Tommy, you may or may not want this one. It is the Welcome to My Nightmare, Alice Cooper, $24.99. Welcome to My Nightmare. That's a new one, $24.99. Welcome to My Nightmare, Alice Cooper. And then, unfortunately, we got another one, but it came damaged. If anybody still wants it, you can have it. So, but yeah, it's not a small Alice Cooper. It's a big one. But if anybody wants that, that is $24.99. $24.99 on that. Okay, Rolling Stones is at $50, now $55. I do not have a Run DMC. Lily McCurry wants the John Lennon Tanner. This is $19.99. And Ryan, I saw your comment. I have not tagged any of those yet. If you ever comment on a post like on sale bin or that, if I hadn't replied to you yet, then means we hadn't tagged them. But I promise we hadn't got to it yet. Yes Songs, just $19.99 on Yes Songs. Got Live if you want it, the Rolling Stones. This is just $19.99. Got Live if you want it, $19.99 on that. Also, McCartney 2, and it has the bonus single with it. VG Plus on the vinyl. VG Plus on the vinyl. Paul McCartney's just $19.99. Sunflower, the Beach Boys. This is a Jacksonville press. Sunflower, the Beach Boys. That is $19.99. Major markdown on that one. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Green River, $19.99. And we have Bob Dylan, The Real Live. Bob Dylan, $19.99. Bob Dylan, The Real Live, $19.99 on that. Actually, he wasn't asking if we have Run DMC. He was wanting the Ronald McDonald. Or asking about it. The Ronald McDonald birthday Funko is $14.99. The Ronald McDonald birthday Funko is $14.99. Sorry about that confusion. Rolling Stones was at 60. Kelly Bagwell wants the Buku of Blues by Ringo. That's $19.99. Autumn wants the Alice Cooper Funko. That's sold to Autumn for $24.99. I have one more with a damaged box if anybody wants it. Claymore wants Star, which is Ringo Star. You were second to that. Rolling Stones is at 75. Mel Webster wants the Beach Boys Sunflower for $19.99. Chris Kirkley wants CCR for $19.99. And Ian, you were second on the Beach Boys. Chris Gardner says he wants the Ronald McDonald Funko. That's sold to Chris Gardner. Stephen Young wants the Paul McCartney for $19.99. And let's also go ahead and sell the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead was at $45 to Lily McCurry, I believe. Yes, Lily McCurry gets the Grateful Dead for $45. Tanner, I'll put that right there next to the Funkos. And now the new high bid on the Rolling Stones is $75 to Mark Quarum, and Lily McCurry is out. Okay, so let's go through the $19.99 stuff one more time. I have $19.99 stuff one more time, and then I'll do the $14.99 that hadn't been shown. I'm newer to vinyl collecting. The last 2 weeks, I bought 10 new records at different local shops. They were warped. Is that common? Yes, that's very common. Probably out of 10 new vinyl records, 2 have some kind of defect in them. It's very, very common. Either a wrong record, a wrong label, a warped. Production quality control on new vinyl is very poor compared to how it was in the 60s. So, maybe 1 in 10. I may have went overboard there, 1 in 10. So we had a whole crate of Greta Van Fleets one time, and so far we've had 3 in a row that are warped. So Fresh Cream, it may just be the exact pressing or where they came from. Fresh Cream is VG Plus, $19.99. One more time with this bin, everything in here is $19.99. Fresh Cream Van Morrison is $19.99. So Fresh Cream was Cream's debut album. That was VG Plus, and Van Morrison is near mint, $19.99. This is David Wright, original home band, $19.99 on that. And Paul McCartney is VG Plus, $19.99. Paul McCartney, VG Plus. Roger Ramjet wants the Bob Dylan Live. Let me just take this sticky note off for the moment. Bob Dylan is live, $19.99. And we have Lily McCurry on Van Morrison. So, the most problem we see with new vinyl is maybe lightly warped. They'll still play, but, nobody wants a warped record. By the way, Rolling Stones is sold for $75, but it's not like it was back during the day, as we say. Quality control's kind of slacking. $75 on that. $75 on the Rolling Stones to Mark Quarum. Our next auction is Patti Smith Horses. Patti Smith is a 1975 PRC press, $15 start. Patti Smith Horses, $15 start. It is a punch hole. The vinyl's very clean. $15 start. Patti Smith Horses, $15 start. Now, every time I open one up, I can open up a lot of new vinyl, and there's usually some kind of scuff or something, which don't bother me, but there's always like something, just some kind of, just minor imperfection. Of course, I guess you could do that with a lot of OG stuff too. Okay, that was it for the $19.99. So that was the Stones, yes, Neil Young. Did I actually finish going through those? Paul McCartney, Ellington Jordan, Neil Young, yes, and Stones. So these are all $19.99. Stones, yes, Neil Young, Ellington Jordan, Ram, and we have David Wright and Fresh Cream. We have Patti Smith for a $15 start, Patti Smith Horses. Let's see here. Okay, $14.99. Now, everything is about to be $14.99. So price change. Our prices have just went down $5. Everything that's in the front bar of this bin is $14.99. Tommy Two-Tone, $14.99. Tommy Two-Tone, $14.99. Elvis Costello, Punch the Clock, $14.99. Jim Hickson wants Ram, and Tanner, that was still part of the $19.99 stuff. Jim Hickson gets Ram for $19.99. Mark Quarum wants Tommy Two-Tone. Now that officially starts $14.99. Elvis Costello is $14.99. The Kinks, this is one for the road. It has a gigantic poster with it too. Gigantic poster with the Kinks, $14.99. Robert Palmer, Pride, a near mint copy in shrink wrap. Robert Palmer is $14.99. Hendry Sminks wants the Kinks for $14.99. Procol Harum, Historia del Musica Rock, which has Wider Shade of Pale on it. That's now just $14.99. Jetstream, You Were Second on the Kinks. Ian Hunter, this has the hit song Once Bitten, Twice Shy, $14.99. Near mint with the original inner sleeve. Mark Querum, You Were Third on the Kinks. Ian Hunter, also Laurie Anderson, Big Science. Laurie Anderson is $14.99. Big Science. Lily McCurry, first on Ian Hunter. That's sold to Lillian for $14.99. Get your yayas out. The Rolling Stones, that's a VG Plus copy. VG Plus copy, $14.99. $14.99. Get your yayas out. VG Plus, $14.99. The Performance Soundtrack with Mick Jagger. This is a 74 UK pressing. 74 UK pressing, $14.99. Brian C., first to Laurie Anderson. These are all $14.99. Gone with the Wind soundtrack. Gone with the Wind soundtrack. Max Steiner. Not $14.99. This is the $14.99 records. Super, super nice copy of that. Gatefold. Jetstream gets your yayas out. Jetstream's going to get the Rolling Stones. Hank Williams, Beyond the Sunset. In shrink wrap. Beautiful vinyl MGM label from 1968. $14.99 on Hank Williams Sr. These are all $14.99. These are all $14.99. John Stevens says he'll take the PS for 14 for 15. PS for 15. That was Patti Smith, $15. Final call. That's an auction. $15 on Patti Smith. Hank Williams Jr., Country Shadows, VG Plus condition, $14.99. That's a 1966 mono. 1966 mono, $14.99. Glenn Fry, Soul Searching. Glenn Fry is $14.99. Neil Young, Hawks and Doves. Neil Young is $14.99 for Hawks and Doves. Patti Smith is now at $16. Santana. It has promo strips on the front. Half off price is $14.99. Santana Moonflower, $14.99. So Patti Smith is at $16. Golden Earring Moontan. This is a 74 Gloversville press, EX condition, now just $14.99. Scott is first on Santana. No condition notes on Patti. Just a punch hole in the cover. The vinyl's EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. Yes, beautiful vinyl, EX Plus Near Mint Minus. John Stevens is back in at 18. Jetstream got Santana for $14.99. The Who live at Leeds. This is a single pocket jacket. No inserts with this one, but it didn't come with inserts. $14.99 on the live Who album, live at Leeds. Yes, Scott Jokumstaller. Jetstream, You Were Second on Santana. The Knack, get the Knack. The Knack is in shrink wrap, $14.99. Also, Newport in New York, 72. The Jam Sessions, Volumes 3 and Volume 4 on the Cobblestone label. Patti Smith is now at 20. Bob Dylan, Empire Burlesque. Bob Dylan's $14.99. The Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue, is $14.99. Keith Richards, his solo album, Original Inner Sleep, Talk is Cheap. Keith Richards is just $14.99. Eric Clapton, Money and Cigarettes, that's in shrink wrap for $14.99. And Falco, Eisenhoft. And no, that does not have Rock Me Amadeus, but it does have Der Kommissar on it. That is $14.99 for Falco. John Stevens, you're out on Patti Smith. Let's see if I got another auction for us right quick. Pink Floyd Metal. Major price reduction on this. It's a 1971 Los Angeles press. 71 Los Angeles press of Pink Floyd Metal. Gatefold. Looks like a pretty solid jacket for one that usually has a lot of ring wear. Very nice vinyl. EX Plus Near Mint Minus. $35 start. $35 start on that. 20 on Patti Smith. Mike Spirillo wants Keith. That's Keith Richards for $14.99. John Lill wants Eric Clapton for $14.99. Hendry wants Falco for $14.99. Clay Moore, The Stones Live is already sold. Get Your Yayas is already out. Pink Floyd's at $35. Patti Smith's at $25. So here's what's left in the $14.99 records. Everything I'm about to show you is a discount at $14.99. Everything is a discount here at $14.99. The first one is Elvis Costello, Punch the Clock. Gold stamp promo on the back, $14.99. John's out on Patti Smith, so final call on that for $25. And final call on Pink Floyd for $35. Robert Palmer Pride is $14.99. Near mint shrink wrap. Very, very nice top copy of that. Surprised no one got this because everyone's always looking for Wider Shade of Pale. And it is on this album. It's a Spanish compilation of great Procol Harum music. Clay Moore wants the 1999 Live Stones. Not Get Your Yayas. He wanted Got Live. Clay, sorry, I got a little confused. That is $19.99. $19.99 on that. The Performance soundtrack is $14.99. Gone with the Wind was $14.99. Hank Williams Sr., Beyond the Sunset. Hank Williams Jr., Country Shadows. Glenn Frey, also Neil Young, Golden Earring, The Who, The Knack, the Newport Jam Sessions, Bob Dylan, and the Rolling Stones' Emotional Rescue. John claimed Elvis. I didn't know there was an Elvis. I may be a little confused right now. Let's go ahead and sell Fred Carnell, the Patti Smith, for $25. And he just got a deal on Pink Floyd. Scott Jokumstaller gets Pink Floyd for $35. $25 and $35 on that. Anybody else? Let's do another bin of putbacks. These are non-payments and putbacks. We have another bin like that to go through. There may be some new vinyl in here. There may be some vintage vinyl in here. You just never know. I'm going to go ahead and be grabbing this crate, though. I don't think I've been through them. Also, we just had a new bit of Pink Floyd come in, but it's late. I saw an Elvis Costello claim from him. John Lill put EC. I thought I already pulled that. John Lill, do you want Elvis Costello? Is there one still in here? Or was that another EC? I'm not for sure. I'll make sure John wants that. John, let me know if you want Elvis Costello for $14.99. Donnie, I've already sold Pink Floyd. I moved on that one fast. You got to bid fast. Sometimes we have stuff up for an hour. Sometimes it's up for like 120 seconds, unless it's getting bids. It was Eric Clapton. Yeah, that's what it was, Eric Clapton. I knew we'd already pulled an EC. That was Eric Clapton. I knew I'd already pulled his claim. What was the condition of the Stones? Emotional Rescue. Emotional Rescue was no condition notes. Very clean vinyl, $19.99. All right, let's do some putbacks. Let me first take a drink of water. Quick time out. All right. It's only 10 o'clock, though. Maybe we should have took a break. Too many people watching, though, for 10 o'clock. Tanner asked, everybody good? And I was like, yeah, I'm hungry, but we'll just keep going. I don't know if I'll make a midnight show tonight, but we definitely can make it to 11. I am hungry. I'm very hungry. Putbacks. Let's see what we have in here. There's a lot of records in here. Laughing Guitar, Jimmy Bryant, $14.99. Laughing Guitar, Jimmy Bryant, $14.99. Laughing Guitar, Jimmy Bryant. Townes Van Zandt, A Far Cry from Dead, $36.99. Townes Van Zandt. Let me pull out all the new vinyl so I can sort these a little bit better. Gloria Gaynor, Love Tracks. That has the hit song I Will Survive on it. Gloria Gaynor is $9.99. That is Love Tracks. Also, The Worst of Jefferson Airplane. This is VG, $12.99. It's the gatefold original textured cover. That's The Worst, a.k.a. The Best of Jefferson Airplane. Rock and Soul 63. This is a ABC Records compilation. Kennedy Assassinated, $14.99. Rock and Soul 63. The Good Rats. The Good Rats is $34.99. That's on Cap Records. The Good Rats, $34.99. I don't know a lot about that. Cynthia Herdman on Jefferson Airplane. Lily McCurry on Rock and Roll 63. These are non-payments and putbacks. Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, Bob Dylan soundtrack, $34.99 on that. Luke the Drifter Jr., $29.99. Hank Williams Jr. Pearl Bailey, All About Good Little Girls. That's EX, $9.99. It's a 63 mono in shrink wrap, EX $9.99. Yes, the Ya-Ya's is gone. The Best of KC and the Sunshine Band, VG copy, $12.99. It's a 76 UK, VG $12.99. Soundgarden, Screaming Life, FOP, that is $33.99 for Soundgarden. Iron Butterfly, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, this was VG for $9.99. Lily McCurry wants the Best of KC and the Sunshine Band. Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits, VG Plus, $14.99. Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits, that's a 1973 press. VG Plus, $14.99. This is $44.99. It is Led Zeppelin Early Jitters. Did we not auction this? Maybe not. This should have been auctioned if not. It's a Led Zeppelin bootleg, unofficial, $44.99. Wolves Council Gloria Gaynor was $9.99. $9.99. Echoes of a Rock Era. This is a 2 LP compilation, $19.99. John Lill first on the Led Zeppelin boot.
We have Renaissance, Turn of the Cards. Renaissance, what a cool cover. $9.99 on Renaissance, $9.99. John Lennon, Double Fantasy, shrink wrap and hop sticker. $19.99, shrink wrap and hop sticker on that, $19.99. Wolves Council and Gloria Gaynor. When I flipped through this crate looking for auction stuff, I didn't realize that was a Led Zeppelin boot. I would have pulled it. Lily McCurry got John Lennon. Before that, Wolves Council got the Gloria Gaynor there. The Rolling Stones, Suckin' in the 70s. This is a compilation of 70s music. VG Plus, $14.99, has the gigantic hop sticker stuck to the cover. Wham! Music from the Edge of Heaven, just $24.99. VG Plus condition. It has the original inner sleeve and the insert. Wham! Shrink wrap too. VG Plus, $24.99. Music from the Edge of Heaven. Louis Armstrong is $14.99. This album contains the title song Mammy from the hit Broadway show. Jetstream wants the Rolling Stones. That's sold to Jetstream. Rare Earth, Band Together. That's in shrink wrap. $14.99. Lily McCurry first on Wham! That's sold to Lillian. David Bowie, Fame and Fashion. David Bowie's all-time greatest hits. $34.99. Somebody's going to regret not paying and putting that back. That's a very nice copy. $34.99. David Bowie. The Bad Doctors, Distractions. Genre. This is No Wave. $14.99. 2012 clear vinyl. From earlier, Roger Ramjet wants the Laughing Guitar. Philip Shoemaker wants the Good Rats record. We have Stephen Fry on the David Bowie. Rock Era Price and Tracks. Jackie Wilson. Give me 1 second on that. Well, $19.99. I can read you some of the artists. That is from the era, like the Coasters, the Silhouettes, the Chantels, Jimmy Rogers, Joe Jones, Joe D. Clark, the Flamingos, etc. on that. $19.99. Ian wants the Renaissance album. And Lillian, you were second on Bowie. Mr. Big, lean into it. Mr. Big is a 2021 Record Store Day red vinyl, $36.99. This is Record Store Day red vinyl on Mr. Big, $36.99. The Fools, Heavy Metal. The Fools is $14.99. Heavy Metal. Rod Stewart, that is sealed, $22.99 with hop sticker. Rod Stewart, hop sticker, Love Touch, $22.99. Also, we have Ella Fitzgerald sings the Harold Allen Songbook, Volume 2, $29.99. Leslie Holt wants the sealed Rod Stewart. That's sold to Leslie Holt. Cherry Pie. Gives me a good time to show these one more time on sale. And the Megadeth record that we've almost sold out of. We have 3 Warren albums in stock and a Megadeth. They're all $5 off. We're almost out of Megadeths. I've got 5 Megadeths left. And the warrants are $33. So we originally sold these for $44.99. I've got Cherry Pie, Dog Eat Dog, Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich, and those are all $39.99. And the Megadeth album is Rust in Peace. That's now $5 off, $39.99. So Cherry Pie, Dog Eat Dog, and Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich, those are all $39.99 on sale. Those are on sale at $39.99. Denise, you were second on Rod Stewart. We have the Raspberries Greatest Hits, $19.99. Also, there's another warrant if anybody wants it. Dave Matthews Band, Come Tomorrow. Dave Matthews Band is $39.99. Dave Matthews Band, $39.99, Come Tomorrow. Ahmad Adroin, Louisiana Cajun Music, Volume 6. Ahmad Adroin, maybe. Louisiana Cajun Music, $29.99. Stephen Fry wants them. Whoop. Mr. Big, almost had a spill there, Tanner. Mr. Big is sold to Stephen Fry. Renaissance is $9.99. Also, Dan Seals, The Best, $14.99. Dan Seals, that is near mint shrink wrap, $14.99. Ian wants Ella Fitzgerald. That was the Ella Sings the Harold Allen Songbook. Also, I think I skipped over. Actually, I'll put that up there. That's kind of a new record, but it's not sealed. Louisiana Cajun Music, 1928 to 1938. That's Volume 5. So we got Volume 5 and Volume 6 here of Louisiana Cajun Music, $19 and $29.99. New and sealed Jimmy Buffett's Greatest Hits, $34.99. New and sealed Greta Van Fleet Starcatcher, $34.99. Rush Caress of Steel. This is new and sealed Rush Caress of Steel, and we auctioned one of these off last night. A little bit of a tear there in the seam, but that is sealed $36.99. These are all new payment, or excuse me, these are all non-payments and stuff people put back from Facebook. Yes. These are all, most of it's stuff people didn't pay for, which is unfortunate, and those people can't buy from us again. But yes, a lot of this is stuff people didn't pay for. Joe Jackson, Body and Soul, $24.99. Joe Jackson, $24.99, body and soul. The Eurythmics Touch is $24.99. Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun, $14.99. Huey Lewis and the News, Hip to Be Squared. Don't see that too often. It's a 12-inch single, $14.99. And the Cleopatra soundtrack is $14.99. New and sealed, Korn, Untitled, glow-in-the-dark vinyl jacket, $39.99. And Alice Lowry wants Dan Seals. It looks like a lot, but compared to what we sell every week, it's actually pretty low. It looks like a lot. We have 3 entire crates full, but what's that? Yeah, this is several. Yeah, this is like, Tanner says this is about 2 months worth. So it looks like a lot, but compared to what we sell, this is actually very little. Joan Jett, Bad Reputation. Joan Jett is new and sealed for $28.99. The Offspring's Greatest Hits. Offspring's $22.99. The Offspring's Greatest Hits. Also, Def Leppard Hysteria, $48.99. Def Leppard Hysteria. The Firm Mean Business is $26.99. $26.99, that's in shrink wrap. And Local H, Here Comes the Zoo. This is $39.99, orange vinyl. Local H, Here Comes the Zoo, orange vinyl, $39.99. Edward Star Wars wants the Eurythmics Touch, and Chris Farrar wants Joe Jackson. Those are sold and sold. Also, Van Halen, their self-titled debut album, that's a VG copy for $24.99. America Hot Wax, this is another great compilation, VG Plus $14.99. VG Plus $14.99. Kenny Heathcock wants The Firm, that's sold to Kenny Heathcock, and Jeff Johnson says Show Hysteria. Hysteria is a new 2LP sealed remaster, $48.99. That's a new sealed, that's a new copy. That is $48.99. I need to put back Ringo Buku of Blues. Somebody was back up on that earlier. I don't know if my feed goes up that high, but that record she's wanting to put back, somebody was back up on it. Who was back up on Ringo? I'm pretty sure somebody commented Star, S-A-T-A-R-R. Clay Moore. Clay Moore, Tanner. Change that from, let's see here. Okay, earlier Leslie got Joe Jackson, not Chris Ferrara. Leslie got Joe Jackson earlier, not Chris Ferrara. So we need to change that. Chris, you were second on Joe Jackson. Alice got Dan Seals. We already got that. Edward got Eurythmics. Kenny Heathcock, have already pulled The Firm for him. Yes, I have. Lillian wants Hot Racks. Leslie wants the sealed Joan Jett. Let's see. Yeah, no, Leslie wanted Joan Jett. Yeah. Mel, I'm taking your comments too seriously. Leslie gets Joan Jett. She did not want Joe Jackson. Okay. So, and Sherry Darnell wants Cajun Me. So do not change that. I think I'm on top of my game, and I am, and Mel's messing me up a little. Let's see here. Joan Jett, or Sherry wants the 1999 Cajun Music. Sherry Darnell gets Cajun Music. Okay, first we have Now Millennium 0101. Excuse me, 2000 to 01. That's 2LP red vinyl, $54.99. AC/DC, Stiff Upper Lip, $34.99. And Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. Guns N' Roses is new and sealed, $36.99. Black Crowes Lines is on pink vinyl, $39.99. Also, Warrant, there's another one. The history of most putbacks are on Warrant albums. John Denver and the Muppets, the Christmas album, VG Plus $14.99. A Christmas Together, John Denver and the Muppets, VG Plus $14.99. We have New and Sealed Talking Heads 77, $31.99. Mike Anderson wants AC/DC. Christopher Morris wants Guns N' Roses. Those are sold and sold. Ken Crooker wants the Muppets LP. And we have the Beatles Revolver, $36.99. New stereo mix, $36.99 on the Beatles Revolver. Procol Harum is a 1970 Terre Haute OG, $19.99. Buddy Miles, We've Got to Live Together. Buddy Miles is $14.99. Leonard Skinner, Gods and Guns, that's a limited edition 1500 on silver vinyl, $38.99. The Who, Who's Next? A VG copy for $9.99. The Who, Who's Next? That's a VG copy for $9.99. New and Sealed Disturbed, 10,000 Fist, $31.99. And Now Yearbook 78. Wow, that's a putback. Those usually aren't put back because these get really expensive when they go out of print. Pink vinyl, $59.99. Okay, let me separate all the vintage from new. I got all the new vinyl here. So now we can really see what was new and what was vintage. and what was lightly used, and go through the putbacks one more time. First is Alice Lowry on The Who. That's sold to Alice Lowry. Rydell Martin wants the Now Yearbook 78. And let's go through the vintage stuff that's left from this putback bin first. Let's go through the vintage stuff. I'm just going to read titles. If you want prices, please let me know. We have Bob Dylan, Pat Garrett, and Billy the Kid. Luke the Drifter Jr., Pearl Bailey, Iron Butterfly, Inagata DeVita, Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits, Louis Armstrong, Rare Earth Band Together, The Bad Doctors, Distractions, Echoes of an Era, The Fools, Heavy Metal, The Raspberries Best, Renaissance, the Louisiana Cajun Music Volume 6, $29.99. Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun, Huey Lewis and the News, Cleopatra, Van Halen, Procol Harum, and Buddy Miles, We've Got to Live Together. Alice Lowry takes the Patsy Cline Greatest Hits, was a VG Plus $14.99. Now we had a couple lightly used records, which was Local H, Here Comes the Zoo. These are fairly new, but lightly used, $39.99. The Offspring's Greatest Hits was $22.99. That's a fairly new release in shrink wrap. And Dave Matthews Band is a fairly new reissue, Come Tomorrow, $39.99. Best on Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun. I will sell you that for $12 if you want it, Wolf's Council. Now, the new vinyl that's left was Townes Van Zandt, A Far Cry from Dead, $36.99. These are all new and sealed. Soundgarden, $33.99. Jimmy Buffett's Greatest Hits, $34.99. So is Greta Van Fleet's Starcatcher, new album, clear vinyl. Rush is $36.99. Carezza Steel. Sell this to Wolf's Council for $12. That's sold to Wolf's Council for $12. Korn is $39.99. Def Leppard Hysteria, $48.99. Now Millennium, 2000-2001. That's another great compilation. A lot of this is not available on vinyl. Some of it is. But for side one has U2, Coldplay, Oasis, R.E.M., Sting, All Saints, Gabriel, Britney Spears, Kylie Minogue, Robbie Williams, Bon Jovi, Top Loader, Pink, Kellis, Mary Mary, another Kylie Minogue, S Club 7, Alcazar, Cher, Roger Sanchez, Missy Elliott, Britney Spears, Eve and Gwen Stefani, Radiohead, Ditto, Mary J. Blige, Usher, Stereophonics, Train, and Elton John. That's Now Yearbook 2000-2001. Red vinyl, $54.99. Okay, we have Louis Armstrong. Does it have What a Wonderful World? No, it's not on this one. This was the soundtrack, or this was an album that put out which featured the song Mammy. Let me find that. Louis Armstrong. What Happened to Louis? Is he still available? There he is. Lillian Wants Now compilation. That's sold to Lily McCurry. Okay, Mammy, let's see. No, usually has When the Saints Go Marching In. Hello, Dolly. Well, it has pretty much all of his big songs, but that one. But that song, usually if it's on an album, we usually make a note because so many people's looking for that song. Black Crowes Lines, pink vinyl, $39.99. Talking Heads, $31.99. The Beatles Revolver, $36.99. Leonard Skinner, $38.99. And Disturbed, 10,000 Fist, $31.99. And then, of course, we had lots of warrants that were in there. Those were all $39.99 on sale. We have sold a record number of Warrant albums and also a record number of people put them out or put them back. I'm not for sure why. And Megadeth. 5 copies of that left. Ron Christie wants the Black Crowes. I have more of those if anybody else wants one. The Black Crowes. The Offspring is their greatest hits. Offspring's greatest hits. First, David Polkey wants Local H. Offspring's greatest hits was new or fairly new in shrink wrap, $22.99. $22.99. David or Chad Van Horn. That's their greatest hits. I'm going to leave the warrants. Actually, let me pull those out. College football. We watch college football too. There'll be a lot of Saturdays. Not next week and not the next week. Well, possibly. We've got a trip planned, but not next week, but the next week. Almost every Saturday, Paul will probably be doing the shows if Tennessee has a night home game or if they have an away game. I think I'm going to all the Tennessee games except the first one. I don't care much about them seeing blow out Virginia. And I really don't care too much about them beating the brains out of Bowling Green. So, plus I've got to be places. Now after that, I'll be at every Tennessee Vols game. So, hopefully. Even Tuscaloosa. Even Tuscaloosa. Uh-oh. What's going to happen down there, Kenny Heathcock? What's going to happen in Tuscaloosa this year? Uh-oh. Let's see. Next auction is a sealed copy of Elton John. This is sealed. This is sealed. Elton John Blue Moves. It has a small saw mark right here. That is a $20 start. Elton John Blue Moves. This is a $20 start. Elton John Blue Moves. $20 start on that. Sealed copy of Elton John Blue Moves. I'm going to put away Greta Van Fleet's Star Catcher. We'll put that right over here. And let's go through. What do I have left for us? I think it's time to do maybe a bin or two of half-off records. I think it's time for a bin of two of half-off records, and then it's time probably for me to call it a night and go get some cookout. But we have a lot more vinyl to show you. Let's do some half-off crates. Let's do some half-off crates first. We only have one auction that has not sold tonight, which is Diana Ross and the Supremes. Let me move some of this new vinyl. I think I may have a bite now. I may have a bite now best offer bin for us too. Oh yeah, $6.99 stuff. Let me go get a $6.99 crate. Time out. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, y'all gonna really like these for $6.99. All right. Okay. $6.99 for everything in here, and some of these are gonna be like, yes, you should definitely buy these. Let me make sure I grabbed the right crate. I hope I did. If not, y'all are about to get some great deals. Let me go back up to the top and see what I missed. Do you have the new Burna Boy album? No, I don't. Your winning streak ends. Is that what's going to happen? Every point scored by Volte is $1 off your purchase. I don't know about that. Yeah, not with this year's Tennessee Vols or last year's. If the Vols do beat Alabama, we'll have another big blowout sale like we did last year. One of our biggest nights ever. We sold the most ever was when I had my 20% off sale after we beat Bama, finally. First time I could ever remember it. Pretty pathetic. But it finally happened. I even cut my hand getting onto the field to try tearing down the goalpost. Right, Tanner? So, Jimi Hendrix, Montrose, Neil Young, Prince, and the Doobie Brothers. My dad was a walk-on at the Vols. My dad went to school at the Vols. He was a walk-on and made the team around 1972, 1973. And he actually had some people come, some recruiters back in the day come talk to him. So I'm definitely a Vols fan. My grandmother, oh my gosh, if the Vols lost, she wouldn't come to church. You wouldn't hear from her till about Wednesday, especially if she lost to especially if we had an embarrassing loss. My grandmother was diehard. She had autographed pictures of her and Philip Fulmer and Johnny Majors, and I mean, we're serious Vol fans in the Williams household. So, and plus, like I said, my dad played up there in the early 70s. So, very cool. I'm obviously a Vols fan. This crate is $6.99. $6.99. Everything in here. Scott Honecker says he'll take a cherry pie for $39.99. Scott, I'm going to give you a cherry pie for $39.99. That's not a bad deal for a cherry pie. $39.99. Okay, $6.99. We have the Edgar Winter Group Shock Treatment. That's in shrink wrap. It has an inner sleeve. $6.99. $6.99. Johnny Winter, White Hot and Blue. Johnny Winter is an EX copy for $6.99. Has the original inner sleeve as well. Johnny Winter and Edgar Winter, both are near mint for just $6.99. Stack Ridge, $6.99 for Stack Ridge Extravaganza. Stack Ridge is $6.99. Straight Jacket Rocks. Straight Jacket Rocks is $6.99. Straight Jacket Rocks, $6.99. Only connection to Tennessee is the one of my junior high teacher had the background of Neyland Stadium. My dad, him and his friend Mark Medley, who was his longtime friend, it was after a football game. There were some people from the Vols there. They went up, I think, around 1970 for a home game. Got the go into the locker room and go out with the team. That was around 1970, 71. He graduated in 72, and then he ended up just walking on. I don't know if he ever really had an offer there. I wish I had all that. He was still here so I could get an update on all that, but I don't really remember. I know he walked on, and at some point when they was moving from Georgia back to Tennessee, he lost his helmet and his jersey, all that stuff he used to have from the team, which I wish I really had all that for sure. Al Cooper, so to Jeff McMaster for $6.99. An Evening with Belafonte, Harry Belafonte, $6.99. Long Play Mono, very nice copy, an original. That's $9.99. Kevin Huffman wants SJR. SJR was Straight Jacket Rocks. That's sold to Kevin, and Cynthia Herdron wants Johnny Winter. Everything in this bin is major discounts at $6.99. Two Bonnie from Delaney, that's now just $6.99. Two Bonnie from Delaney, Delaney and Bonnie, $6.99. Jetstream wants the Harry Belafonte. That's sold for $6.99. Pat Benatar, Precious Time. Pat Benatar has the original inner sleeve, $6.99 on that. $6.99 on that. And the Monkeys Pull It, that's a VG copy. $6.99 on the Monkeys Pull It, $6.99. Coldwell Winfield Blues Band, Cold Wind Blues. Cold Wind Blues is $6.99. Jeff McMaster wants the Monkeys, and Michael Golston was second. Norman Connors, This Is Your Life. Norman Connors is sealed. That's never been opened. Norman Connors, $6.99. Michael Golston was second to the Monkeys. James Cotton Band, 100% cotton. James Cotton now just $6.99. And Ian Deary and the Blockheads, Laughter. Ian Deary and the Blockheads, $6.99. Jetstream wants Cold. That is Coalfield Winfield Blues Band. That's sold to Jetstream for $6.99. And Dave Edmonds, Subtle as a Flying Mallet. That's just $6.99. Brian C. wants James Cotton for $6.99. Also, we have Downchild, So Far, a collection of our best. That's $6.99. Jeff McMaster gets Dave Edmonds for $6.99. And Roomful of Blues, Hot Little Mama. Roomful of Blues, Hot Little Mama. That's $6.99. Little River Band, Sleeper Catcher. That's $6.99. And Eager to Please, Ken Hensley. Eager to Please, $6.99. Denise Harrison, first on Pat Benatar. I was about to say, no one's getting Pat Benatar for more than half off. Denise is $6.99. The Hello People self-titled, that's $6.99. And Three Dog Night Harmony, you guessed it, $6.99. That is a VG copy. Okay, Elton John's a buy it now for $20. It is sealed. Sealed Elton John for $20. Blue Moves. Who wants it? Sealed copy. Can you hear me now? Can I hear the cookout drive-through? I can. Boy, time's creeping by. We've went through like 4 crates in 30 minutes. It's only 10:31. Not that we're on a timer or anything, but I at least try to go to 11 or 11:30 every night. Especially right now, we got a lot of people watching, and we got records flying out of the bins for $7 less a penny. So back up to the top, we had Jim Hickson got Ken Hensley. Jeff McMaster, I'm not for sure what field was. And then Lily McCurry got the Hello People. She's also going to get the Elton John for a $20 buy it now. Carlene was second. Henry's Choice third. Sound, can't hear you. No sound, sound. Mic is off, sound. Lost audio, no sound. Sounds, no sound. Your mic went off, no sound. Mic check. Batteries, good. Yes. Out on sound. Yes, you're back. Okay now. Yep. Thumbs up, you're back. Yes, we can hear you now. Okay, good. Yes, thumbs up. Did I get Hensley? Yes. Phillips, upper left corner. What title is? Phillips, is that this record? Oh, Phillips, the Phillips record. This actually may go to Jeff McMaster. He threw me a curveball there. He commented the label. I think he was first too. He commented the label, yes. So Lillian, Jeff McMaster was first to that. Phillips. So that's so to Jeff for $6.99. Okay, $6.99 if you can hear me now. Neil Diamond is $6.99. This is Tap Root Manuscript. Gatefold with the booklet and the original Neil Diamond inner sleeve, $6.99. $6.99. Tommy James, Midnight Rider. Tommy James is VG Plus, $6.99. Thomas Bowman on Neil Diamond. Marshall Crenshaw, now just $6.99. Marshall Crenshaw, you guessed it, $6.99. Jackson Brown, Lives in the Balance. The only thing I don't like about this record is it opens from the left. You know, this is the spine, and it looks like the back when you do it that way. That's $6.99. Jeff McMaster gets Marshall Crenshaw. Jetstream, you were second on Neil Diamond. Joe Cocker in shrink wrap and hop sticker, $6.99 on Joe Cocker. That is $6.99. Lily McCurry first to Jackson Brown. Alice Lowry was second. And Billy Ocean, Love Zone, $6.99. Alice, I'm glad you're watching. Alice, I finally used your Sonic gift card yesterday. I actually found it in my portfolio. I carry around a Tennessee Tech portfolio with a notepad where I keep notes and my to-do list and my thoughts. And I opened it up yesterday, and the little pocket, this Sonic gift card fell out. I was like, man, I hadn't used that yet left. And then Alice, I went and got lunch, and they gave me back my receipt, and it had like $40 left on it. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's got us a $50 gift card. And I think I'm supposed to buy everybody cherry limeades, Tanner. I'm supposed to buy everybody cherry limeades. And earlier when Addison was here, I thought that's maybe why she was leaving, but I guess she's not coming back, is she? Okay. Sonic is about to, well, we're getting close to the time though. But Alice, thank you for the gift card. Tonight, whoever's working here right now, and then maybe tomorrow, I'll give it to my mom, whatever's left. I'll be like, send somebody out for cherry limeades, and if there's not enough, pay the difference. Pay the difference with the company card. So I'll send somebody tomorrow when Ed, John, Paul, everybody's working here. We'll get everybody limeades. So I had some cheese sticks and a cherry limeade myself the other day. Okay, or yesterday. But thank you. That was a lot. I wasn't expecting a $50 gift card, so thank you. Plus on top of all the records you buy. Stephen A. Young wants Joe Cocker for $6.99. Darren Davis was second. Back to the $6.99 records. Oak Ridge Boys together. That was very thoughtful. Thank you for doing that. That was also the first cherry limeade I've had in a long time. I got off those for a while. About the time you got that gift card, I actually was taking a break from them because I have a rotation of drinks. It may be Bangs, it may be cherry limeades, it may be my Walmart mixture, it may be Monsters. And right now, I guess I'm about to be back on limeades. It's hot enough to enjoy one. The Commodores Heroes, $6.99. $6.99. The best of Peter, Paul, and Mary. This feels and looks like a German pressing. It is. That's a German pressing of the best of Peter, Paul, and Mary. $6.99. The Moody Blues on the Threshold of a Dream. $6.99 on Threshold of a Dream. Lily McCurry wants Peter, Paul, and Mary. We have Tony Bennett, The Art of Excellence, with the original inner sleeve. Tony Bennett, he looks very relaxed there in his windbreaker. That is $6.99. This has a rubber stamp on it that says Brown Deer Library, Brown Deer, Wisconsin. Interesting. Must be from our Wisconsin purchases. $6.99. Little River Band, Diamantina Cocktail. Kevin, you were second on Peter, Paul, and Mary. Nice copy here of the Moody Blues. I think this is a foreign pressing too, Jetstream. Yeah, this is a German pressing as well. That's nice for $6.99. Alice Lowry wants Tony Bennett. Everything in here is $6.99. I've got 2 more crates after this. Wow. Carla Bonoff, New World, $6.99 on Carla Bonoff. Master Jazz Piano, Volume 2, $6.99. Master Jazz Piano. The Seldom Seen, Act 2. The Seldom Seen is $6.99. The Seldom Seen Act 2, $6.99. Mickey Newberry, Frisco Mabel Joy in shrink wrap. Does have a saw mark. That's just $6.99. Mickey Newberry. Al Di Meola Casino, $6.99 on Al Di Meola. George Benson, Breezin', $6.99 on George Benson. Players is $6.99. That is $6.99. And the Limelighters Pure Gold. The Limelighters Pure Gold. That is sealed, $6.99. Limelighters is sealed, $6.99. Mickey Newberry, I Came to Hear the Music. That's a white label promo with lyric sheet, $6.99. I Gotcha, Joe Tex. Joe Tex is $6.99. Also, Woodbine Roots. Woodbine Roots. I don't know a lot about them, but it's now $6.99. Lily McCurry wants Limelighters, and Jetstream wants the George Benson. Let me do a quick recap of this crate. Everything in here is just $6.99. Y'all have almost bought 2/3 of it. Maybe we can sell the other third right now. This is $6.99, a library copy. Yeah, sometimes we've got library records. They're usually wrapped in like hard laminate plastic, and they'll have a library card. That might have been like somebody's personal collection. Like they might have had a rubber stamp made for like, seen that. I've seen stuff that says like the Chad Williams Library. People that have these huge rooms full of records. They've went through and like they'll rubber stamp them all and archive them and key them in. I have seen that before. This should be an instant seller. It's a near mint in shrink wrap, Edgar Winter on the original inner sleeve. That is $6.99. Denise Harrison said yes. Was that a claim or did she answer a question? Or is there a yes album in here? I'm not for sure. Edgar Winter Group was $6.99. Stack Ridge was $6.99. Delaney and Bonnie. These are all $6.99. Norman Connors was sealed. Kevin Huffman got Edgar Winter. Condition on the Commodores. The Commodores was no condition notes. Yep, gatefold, original inner sleeve, no condition notes, EX Plus near mint minus, $6.99. Jetstream, you were second on Edgar Winter. Downchild so far, a collection of our best. Lily McCurry wants Stack Ridge. That's sold to Lillian for $6.99. Next is Roomful of Blues, Hot Little Mama, $6.99. Little River Band, Sleeper Catcher, that's $6.99. Three Dog Night Harmony, Tommy James, Midnight Rider, Billy Ocean, Love Zone. Ira Landsman wants Delaney and Bonnie Nesdahl. Is that their last name? Delaney and Bonnie, that's sold to Ira Landsman for $6.99. And Bryce Culver says, I will take it. That is on the Commodores. Those are both $6.99. Oak Ridge Boys, Together, Little River Band, Diamantina Cocktail, Carla Bonoff, New World, Master Jazz Piano, The Seldom Seen, Mickey Newberry, Al Di Meola Casino, Players, Mickey Newberry, I Gotcha by Joe Tex, and Woodbine Roots. Anybody else? I'm about to go grab another one of those. Another one of those $6.99 bins. Speaking of $6.99, here's all the cassettes that I showed. I may have already shown these earlier. I think I brought them over here and I didn't really show them. But here's what's left. I've pulled out about 20 cassettes tonight. Here's what's left. Wow, that's cool. All these are on Warner Brothers and Reprise. They all look the same. Doobie Brothers, Jimi Hendrix, Montrose, Neil Young, and Prince. Those are all $6.99. Doobie Brothers, Jimi Hendrix, Montrose, Neil Young, and Prince. I smell some food. That's not good. It's went straight to my brain. Jeff McMaster wants the Neil Young cassette. All right, let me go step to the back very quickly and get another $6.99 bin. What time Sonic close? Midnight? Okay, great. Addison got me a burger. That is absolutely, that's the best news I've heard all night. $6.99. That is some of the best news I've heard all night. I still may go even get cookout though. I've been trying to figure out what night to eat ice cream all night, but you're gonna have to work out a system where Tanner feeds you while you sell. I know the problem is if I could eat, then we could go all night, which I don't know if that's something we really need to do. I wouldn't mind doing it. I just don't like taking breaks because some people don't come back, they fall asleep on me, and I never hear from them for the rest of the night. So try to keep everybody on while I can. $6.99, very quick. We're going to go through 2 crates very quickly. $6.99. We have the Power Station Communication. This is a 12-inch single. No, it's got, that looked like that had several tracks on it. Nope, it's a 12-inch single. The Power Station Communication and Murder, $6.99. Renaissance, Azure Dior. Renaissance, just $6.99. John Leal gets Power Station. Dave Mason and Cass Elliott. Dave Mason and Cass Elliott, Mama Cass, $6.99. Johnny Rivers, Golden Hits. Memphis, Maybelline. Twist and Shout, Secret Agent Man, $6.99. Brad Bullen, you were second on Power Station. The Best of Spirit, I Got a Line on You. Spirit is now $6.99. Lily McCurry wants Dave Mason and Cass Elliott. By the way, that Neil Young cassette is for Jeff McMaster. I'll put it right there very carefully. We have the Tony Bennett Collection, 20 of his best songs, $6.99. Leslie Holt wants Johnny Rivers. Christopher Morris, you were second. Nicolette Larson, Radioland. This is in shrink wrap, near mint, $6.99. Jetstream wants Spirit. That leaves Renaissance, Tony Bennett, and Nicolette Larson. The Best of the Diamonds. The Diamonds is just $6.99. Leslie wants Nicolette Larson and Alice Lowry on Tony Bennett. This crate's moving fast. Hope everybody's locked in and paying attention. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. No condition notes on this either. CSN. Just a song before I go. $6.99 on CSN. America, Hearts. America is $6.99 on Hearts. And the Searchers. The Searchers is in shrink wrap. Also no condition notes on that. $6.99. Thomas Hujar first on Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Spirit went to Jetstream for $6.99. Yeah. Simple Things, Richie Haven, $6.99. Jetstream second on CSN. Let me see if I have absolutely anything at all that I can put up for auction. Wow, here's another King Crimson and a Joni Mitchell Blue. I mean, these are a collection's essentials, especially blue. Let's start them at $25. Joni Mitchell's a 71 Terre Haute. Her classic album Blue, 71 Terre Haute. And it's about a VG jacket. We don't have any condition notes on the vinyl, which is incredible. This is her classic album, Blue. It has a blue inner sleeve, $25 start. The cover is VG. It does have a seam crackle there, but I think y'all seen what I had it priced. I've auctioned these in nice condition for over $100 before. They're very hard to find with a really nice cover. $25 start on that. Mel Webster's already in. The cover is about VG, or you might even want to say VG minus because of that seam split. Now, here's another. Same year, too. Blue was out in 71, I believe. King Crimson was out in 69. This is in the Court of the Crimson King. This is an OG. Yeah, 1969. It's a 69 club. 1969 club. VG Plus vinyl. And about a VG or VG Plus cover. There's a seam crackle there. Front of the jacket's nice, textured, of course. There's the 69 club sticker. Just a $25 start on that. Okay, Tommy Flowers gets the America album. Everything in here is $6.99. They're going fast. $6.99. We had Richie Havens, Joan Baez, the first 10 years. That's a 2LP greatest hits of Joan Baez. VG Plus, $6.99. Harry Belafonte, the Midnight Special. EX on that, $6.99. Everything's $6.99. We got bids on both of our auctions. Dick Powell in Hollywood, 1933, 1935. VG Plus, $6.99. John Denver, I Want to Live. John Denver has the original inner sleeve, $6.99. Julie's Golden Greats, Julie London, $6.99 on Julie London, $6.99 on that. The Noel Harrison, The Great Electric Experiment is over. Noel Harrison is $6.99. And Firefall, that's their self-titled album, $6.99 on that. Okay, Joni Mitchell's a final call with Mel Webster for $25. King Crimson, $25, $25, $30, $32. Kevin Huffman wants JL, which is Julie London, and Jetstream wants Dick Powell. Those are both sold for $6.99 and $6.99. Tony Bennett, Who Can I Turn To? That is now $6.99. The Monkees, this is a Japanese pressing. VG Plus condition, you know that's going to sound great even in VG Plus. $6.99. That's the Monkees' greatest hits. $6.99. Can't go wrong with that. Mary Kay Place tonight at the Capri Lounge. That is $6.99. First on the Monkees is Michael Golston. Leslie was second. Ron Duffield was third. Gypsy, Unlock the Gates. Gypsy is now $6.99. King Crimson, by the way, is at $40, now $41. Well, actually, Thomas put JC. I bet he meant KC. And that makes Joni Mitchell a final call for $25. Her copy of Blue there. Chris Bijak is at $26 on Joni Mitchell. Louis Armstrong, Saga. Louis Armstrong is $6.99 for Louis Armstrong. Jackie Reynolds takes Gypsy for $6.99. Diane Reeves, Never Too Far. Diane Reeves is $6.99. Mel Webster's back in on Joni at $30. Thomas is at $41 on King Crimson. Pentangle, Cruel Sister. Pentangle's a VG Plus for $6.99. Tony Joe White continued. Tony Joe White, major markdown on that one. EX condition, just $6.99. The Cretones, Thin Red Line. The Cretones is $6.99. The Time Has Not Come True, Ray Rep. The Time Has Not Come True. That is $6.99. Murray McLaughlin, Storm Warning. Murray McLaughlin, Storm Warning. That's a white label promo for $6.99. Tanita Takaram, The Sweet Keeper. with Hop Sticker, $6.99. So Joni was at 30, King Crimson's at 45. Chris is out on Joni, so now a final call for Joni Mitchell, $30. And Thomas is back in on King Crimson at 46. I hadn't seen a Buck Owens in a while. I haven't seen a Buck Owens in a while either. I need a note to Paul and John. We need some Buck Owens. Hendry gets TT. That is sold for $6.99. Very Dion. Dion Warwick is $6.99. Bob Reiger is falling asleep in his recliner. Bob, I need to do something to wake you up. How about Tesla, any Tesla album you want for $9.99? Sorry, I was chugging water and realized I didn't have my mic muted. All right, Brad, you were second on Tanika. We have Darren Davis on Louis Armstrong, $6.99 on Louis. Let's go ahead and sell Mel Webster, the Joni Mitchell for 30, and let's do a final call now on King Crimson for 46. Darren, you got Louis Armstrong. The Harper's Bazaar, anything goes. Harper's Bazaar is $6.99. Melanie, Garden in the City. Melanie is a German pressing for $6.99. Melanie is $6.99. ABBA, The Visitors. ABBA's now just $6.99. Wow. In Harmony 2, Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joe, James Taylor, Carly Simon, Teddy Pendergrass. That's now just $6.99. Stephen Stills in Shrink Wrap with Hop Sticker. $6.99 on that. Leslie gets ABBA for $6.99. Diane Sure, Pure Sure, $6.99. Roy Haynes, Visital. Maybe $6.99 on Roy Haynes. Sonny and Cher, All I Ever Need Is You. $6.99. Cynthia Herdron on DS. That's Diane Sure. Chris Bajak on In Harmony. That's sold to Chris. Tommy Flowers was second, I believe, on that. Lillian first on Cher. And we have the Poussette Dart Band, self-titled, $6.99. Let's also go ahead and sell King Crimson to Thomas Hujar for $46. Thomas, that's yours for $46. Jetstream, you were second on Sonny and Cher. My auction bin, I'm pulling stuff out of the high-end bin, but it's getting pretty thin. I mean, these are either getting kind of, I don't think, quote, auction-worthy, or they're kind of pricier albums. Let's do this Rolling Stones picture disc. This was not cheap, according to Pop Psych. I don't think there was any on eBay, but when John marked this thing, that's about what some had sold for on Pop Psych before, which Pop Psych is a database which archives eBay sold results. This is the Rolling Stones, and it is a $25 start. This is actually not a interview. This is actually music. Usually these picture discs like this are interviews. This is actual music. Carol, Gimme Shelter, Sympathy for the Devil, Midnight Rambler, Little Queenie, Honky Tonk Man, Street Fighting Man, Honky Tonk Woman, that is, not Honky Tonk Man. They could do a follow-up, but that's a $25 start on the Rolling Stones picture disc. Brent Robley's in. The Cretones condition, and does it have the inner sleeve for Bryce Culver. Let's see here. Bryce Culver. This is, the cover's got some damage. It's got a messed up cover here. It does have the inner sleeve, and the vinyl's really nice. No condition notes on it. $6.99. The cover does have a big, whatever you want to call that on it. Rolling Stones, 25, now 27, now 30. And Francis Drennan wants on the Breakfast Club waiting list, which he should have a list over there. Take a Look at Yourself, Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin is a private press gospel folk album for just $6.99. Brent's at 40 on the Rolling Stones. There was only 1,000 of these made. Only 1,000 of those made. Al Stewart, Past, Present, and Future. I don't know about y'all, but I like Al Stewart. $6.99 for that Al Stewart. Tommy Bolin Teaser. Tommy Bolin's now just $6.99. The American Breed in Shrink Wrap, $6.99. Head East is $6.99. And Dan Hicks is EX for $6.99. Some great $6.99 records in there. Great $6.99 records there. I'm going to take a drink of water right quick. Okay. We have Let me get my knuckles and my neck adjusted. Back up to the top, we had Rolling Stones 40, Rolling Stones 43. Ron Duffield first on Tommy Bolin, TB. Thomas Hujar, you were second. Rolling Stones 45. Jackie Reynolds first on Tommy. That was Tommy Bolin, so you were third on that. Rolling Stones 50. Matt Kamer wants the Tommy Joe. I was waiting for somebody to claim that. That is sold for $6.99. Next, Ken's out on the Rolling Stones. And we have Jody Ruffner first on Head East. I have not looked at that call. I don't think I've been on Facebook Messenger in a few days. I will do it tonight, though. Usually Sunday is when I get caught up on phone calls and text and messages. It's like the only day where because I'm always awake at night and I can't really call or text anybody, so I kind of make notes to text everybody, message everybody back during the day, and then there's not a lot of hours in the day. There's only 24, and most people's only awake for like 16 of those. And most of those hours, I'm asleep. So, okay, $6.99. Here's what we have left. By the way, final call on the Rolling Stones for $50. Rolling Stones is at $50 with Brent Robley. Brent Robley is at $50 on that. We have an offer for $20 on the Offspring's Greatest Hits from this bin from Jesse Rome. Sell this to Jesse Rome for $20. This is the Offspring's Greatest Hits. Sell that to Jesse for $20. The Rolling Stones picture disc is at $55. Here's what's left in the $6.99 bin. Renaissance, The Diamonds, The Searchers, Richie Havens, Joan Baez, Harry Belafonte, John Denver, Noel Harrison, Firefall. These are all $6.99. Tony Bennett, Mary Kay Place, Pentangle, Diane Reeves, Ray Rep, Murray McLaughlin, Dionne Warwick, Harper's Bazaar, Stephen Stills, and Shrink Wrap and Hop Sticker. Melanie, Roy Haynes, Poussette Dart Band, The Cretones, Ricky Martin, Al Stewart, The American Breed, and Dan Hicks. These are all $6.99. Some of these in the front I figured would sell, especially in shrink wrap. Dan Hicks, American Breed, Al Stewart. Lillian says she'll take the Al Stewart. That's a great decision. I agree. Roads to Moscow is an epic song. Ricky Martin, The Cretones, Poussette Dart Band, Roy Haynes, Melanie, Stephen Stills, Harper's Bazaar, Dionne Warwick, Murray McLaughlin, Ray Rep, Diane Reeves, Pentangle, Mary Kay Place, Tony Bennett, Firefall, Noel Harrison, John Denver, Belafonte, Joan Baez, Richie Havens, The Searchers, The Diamonds, and Renaissance. I've got one more $6.99 bin for you. By the way, the Rolling Stones picture disc is at $60. I think I've got one more $6.99 bin for you. And then we got some stuff to tag after the show. Cherry pies, I got a flip crate. I got 2 flip crates, actually, to tag. And I'm sure Tanner would like to do that as soon as possible. So this probably be the $6.99 bin of the night. Let me go grab it. I think y'all are going to like the titles in here for sure. I hope this didn't get out of order and this is like new arrivals. If so, y'all are going to see me pull it off the table right quick. But I think this is $6.99. Mike's out on the Stones. Brent has that for $60. That's now a final call. That's now a final call. So let's do some more. Yeah, there's some great titles in here, but they're about to be $6.99. So let's see what we have left. We have Bob James, Ivory Coast. Bob James is now just $6.99. Everything in here is going to be $6.99. Sawyer Brown, Outgoing Catton, Shrink Wrap and Hop Sticker, $6.99. Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Somewhere in Africa. That's now $6.99. The Fireballs, Come On React. That's $6.99. Leslie Holt wants Savoy Brown. The Real Donovan. The Real Donovan is $6.99. Thomas, you were second on Savoy Brown. Jerry Butler's Golden Hits Live. Jerry Butler's Golden Hits Live is $6.99. Jetstream wants Bob James. That's sold to Bob James. Francis, you were third to Sawyer Brown. Shirley Bassey sings the hit song from Oliver. Shirley Bassey, $6.99. The Earl Scruggs Review, Volume 2. Gold stamp promo timing strip on the front, and a white label promo. $6.99 on that. Brent Robley gets the Rolling Stones picture disc for $60. That's sold to Brent for $60. Mahalia Jackson's Greatest Hits, $6.99. Mahalia Jackson, that's on the original Columbia 2i. Brent Robley first to Earl Scruggs. Larry Smith was second. Leslie was third. The Spirit of Hank Williams, a Hank Williams compilation. Hank Williams Sr., that is, $6.99. Jetstream first on Shirley Bassey. And Mahalia Jackson sold to Brent Robley. Those are sold and sold. Brian Holland, The Joker Went Wild. Brian Hyland, The Joker Went Wild, Run, Run, Look and See. That's now $6.99. Highway 101, self-titled, near mint with the original inner sleeve, $6.99. The Magic Flute, highlights from the original soundtrack of Ingmar Bergman's The Magic Flute. That is sealed. It's never been opened, $6.99. Dwayne Eddy, twangy guitar and silky strings. That is a German import. Looks like an older one, too, with that logo. $6.99. Darren Davis, first on Highway 101. Leslie Holt, You Were Second. Mickey Newberry, Rusty Tracks. Mickey Newberry, gold stamp promo on the front. $6.99. Leslie Holt says flute, question mark. That might have been a claim, or maybe she didn't mean to put that. This is the Magic Flute, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Interesting. I don't know a lot about that. Leslie, it's yours if you want it for $6.99. I'll put it in pending. Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Angel Station, gold stamp promo on the back. That's $6.99. Leslie does get the Magic Flute album. Passport, Infinity Machine. Passport is $6.99. Rick Nelson, Intakes, has a clip corner there. Rick Nelson is $6.99. Graham Nash, Wild Tales, VG Plus condition. Graham Nash of Crosby, Stills & Nash, and the Hollies. Graham Nash, $6.99. White Lie, True Confessions. That is sealed for $6.99. Lily McCurry wants RN, which is Rick Nelson. This is $6.99. Jackson Brown, Hold Out. $6.99 for Jackson Brown. That's Hold Out. Stephen Forbert, Streets of This Town. $6.99 for Stephen Forbert, Streets of This Town. Catch Bullet 4, Cat Stevens. I recommend it. $6.99. Probably won't hear a lot of people recommend Catch Bullet 4, but Chad does. $6.99. Alice Lowry, first on Jackson Brown, Hold Out. Also for $6.99 is from the original soundtrack, Leader. We haven't had this out too long. It's a 1963 Indian pressing. It's an Indian record and it's an Indian movie. It's called Leader. $6.99. That's the soundtrack to it. The Beach Boys Love You, VG Plus, $6.99. Frank Sinatra sings the Select Johnny Mercer. Sinatra is pretty much half off at $6.99. Leslie Holt wants the Leader soundtrack. Barbara Jaggle by Donovan. That's $6.99. Everything in here is $6.99. Even Ringo's Rotogravure. Wow. I think I meant to put that in the $9.99 bin, but now it's $6.99. Ozark Mountain Daredevils. This is $6.99 for the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Donovan, Wear Your Love Like Heaven. That is $6.99. And David Crosby and Graham Nash. EX, $6.99. Leslie got Leader. Jetstream wants the Frank Sinatra, and Lily McCurry gets the Ringo. Those are $6.99 and $6.99. The Doobie Brothers, What a Fool Believes. What a Fool Believes is $6.99. I got 2 copies of it. I got 2 copies. What a Fool Believes. It's called, I've got 3 copies of it. Wow. Nat King Cole, A Blossom Fell. I've probably sold 300. $6.99 on Nat King Cole. There's another Sonny and Cher for those that were second and third on the other one. There's the same album, also near mint, $6.99. Cynthia wants a Doobie Brothers, What Three Fools Believe. Yep, that's a new title. Foghat, Tight Shoes. Foghat, it's pretty much half off at $6.99. Andy Gibb, Shadow Dancing with Hop Sticker. Andy Gibb is $6.99. And Buddy Holly Live. This is actually an unofficial, I believe. Buddy Holly recorded live, $6.99. Next is Denise Harrison on Sonny and Cher. Jackie also wants a Doobie Brothers, and Alice wants a Doobie Brothers. They're all gone now, and we have Lily McCurry on Andy Gibb. Leslie Holt wants the Buddy Holly Live. Jack Hewitt was second on Andy Gibb. Larry Smith first on Buddy Holly, second on Buddy Holly. Timeout. We had Doobie Brothers. Lily McCurry was first to the Andy Gibb. Lillian got that one, which is that record. And then on top of that is Buddy Holly Live, which is also sold to Leslie Holt. Larry Smith was second, and Christopher Morris was third. All right. That Doobie Brothers was a big seller. I think When a Fool Believes, of course, before my time, but I think y'all can relate. Not calling y'all old or anything, but I think most people were around watching this feed right now when that song was on the radio. And from what I heard, it's a big hit. $6.99. Wow, Foghat's still available. We have Gary and the Pacemakers, $6.99. Gary and the Pacemakers. Dobie Gray, $6.99. Dobie Gray self-titled, $6.99. And In Flight, George Benson. George Benson, another one, $6.99. So, I have to always say that. It played it once at least every hour. See, that's what I've been told. But I have to clarify because I know probably average age is a little bit higher than me. I'm I'm 27. And when I tell people that for the first time, they're like, there's no way. Tanner, am I 27? 27. Tanner says I'm 27. Okay. I feel like with my music knowledge, I'm about 77. So, $6.99. Okay. Next is, let's see here. Brent Robley got the George Benson, and Jetstream was second. Okay. Let's see here. I don't think I missed any other claims in there. $6.99. Jay and the Americans, early hits, $6.99. Crosby and Nash, that's the best of Crosby and Nash, $6.99. Doug Kershaw, alive and picking. Doug Kershaw at $6.99. Also, Cliff Richard, every face tells a story. Cliff Richard is $6.99. Larry Smith on Jay and the Americans, and Mel Webster wants the Crosby and Nash greatest hits, $6.99 on all these. Mel claims he's the oldest one here. Is anybody willing to post their ages? I'm probably the youngest. Is there anybody younger than 27 on this chat right now? Tanner says, well, you're not on the chat. You better comment. You can win the youngest award. So, 67. Some people might want to tell their age. Some people not. Larry Smith, 78. Larry's winning. We had one night, somebody commented 81. I think that's one of the older ages I've seen watching. Best of the Lovin' Spoonful, $6.99. $6.99 on Best of Lovin' Spoonful. Melissa Manchester's Greatest Hits, $6.99 on Melissa Manchester's Greatest Hits. And Isaac Hayes and Dionne Warwick. Wow, a man and a woman. That's a really nice looking copy. $6.99. $6.99. Okay. I think you called the name on the Disturbed Greatest Hits. I think you mean Offspring. Jesse Hood got Offspring's Greatest Hits earlier, Tanner, for $20. Offspring's Greatest Hits earlier for $20. We had Jay and the Americans. We pulled that. We pulled C in for Mel. And yes, Jesse Rome. Jesse, we got it tagged correctly. Ages, 67, 55, 78, 53, 43, 48, 30, 57, 67, 61, 58, 56, 58, 62, 55, 54, 38, 51, 75, 46. Brent Robley wants Isaac Hayes for $6.99. 44. Jetstream was second on Isaac Hayes. And 47. So we have Larry Smith. You're the winner right now. Larry Smith's clocking in at 78 years young. 78 years young. 78. He's the old man of the group. I tell you, I didn't realize that. I wouldn't have known that. Next is okay, $6.99. Cat Stevens. I guess we're back to showing crates. The name of this album is Back to Earth. Cat Stevens also with Hype Sticker, $6.99. Chris de Burr, The Getaway. Chris de Burr, The Getaway, $6.99. Someone do the math for that. So Larry, what year was you born? What year is he born? 78. I don't know if I can do that quick enough in my head. Dave Edmonds, Repeat When Necessary, $6.99. Wolves Council gets Cat Stevens. And Sherry Darnell, you were second. We have Catch Bull at 4. Catch Bull at 4, $6.99, 1945. Wow. So you definitely remember the Kennedy assassination. Cat Stevens, Catch Bull at 4, $6.99. And Spanky and Our Gang, $6.99. $6.99. Now, I'm a history guy, so when I was in Texas, me and Seth was eating breakfast at this restaurant, and these 3 older gentlemen were sitting around having coffee. And I told Seth, I was like, I would ask these guys, were they in Dallas the day Kennedy got assassinated, and kind of do a small little interview with them, but also didn't want to interrupt their morning coffee because they might be, who the heck is this kid from Tennessee asking me about the Kennedy assassination? So I was like, I'll leave them alone. But I almost went over there. I was like, hey, I guarantee y'all were in Dallas the day Kennedy was assassinated, right? Because I would have been fascinated just to listen to them talk about that. So, but I didn't. Now I kind of regret it. So, but me being a Kennedy assassination guy, kind of like if somebody was around, I'm like, where were you? What do you remember? Tanner, do you remember anything about it? No, Tanner wasn't around. Okay. Tanner, how old are you? No, how old are you right now? Tanner's 25, I believe, right? 26. We had this discussion last night. Tanner's 26. Me and him's almost the same age. Wolves Council got the Cat Stevens. Sherry Darn, you're second. Mark Lent wants DE. That's Dave Edmonds. That's sold to Mark Lent. Friday the 13th. Jeff McMaster wants Spanking or Gang. Chris, you were second on DE. Scott Honecker says he's 45 and $6.99. Okay, so let me read you what's left in this crate. Everything in here is $6.99. I was in English class at North Carolina State. See, everybody remembers. Everybody remembers. Okay. Is Dwayne Eddy in there? I think it is. Give me 1 second. You'll have dibs when it comes up, Matt. Actually, let me go ahead and take a peek for you. I don't see it right off the bat, but let me go through these. Everything in here is $6.99. We have Manfred Mann's Earth Band, The Fireballs, Come On React, The Real Donovan, Jerry Butler's Golden Hits Live, The Spirit of Hank Williams, Brian Holland, Dwayne Eddy. It's still available, Matt Kamer, if you want it for $6.99. Kyle Gregory wants NKC. That was Nat King Cole, When a Blossom Fell. We'll go ahead and tag this Nat King Cole to Kyle Gregory for $6.99. Mickey Newberry is $6.99. Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Passport, Graham Nash, White Lie, Stephen Forbert. We have Hank Williams. Excuse me, I was reading Sherry's comment. She wants Hank, which I think was The Spirit of Hank, right? This is sold to Sherry Darnell. Hank Williams Sr. Matt Kamer says he'll take the Dwayne Eddy. $6.99 is Catch Bullet 4. Thomas, it still is. $6.99. $6.99. Thomas, I'm going to go ahead and put your name on that. And the Mickey Newberry was called Rusty Tracks. $6.99. Darren Davis is going to take the Graham Nash for $6.99. Thomas, I've already got you with Cat Stevens. The Beach Boys Love You. Also Donovan, Barbara Jaggle. Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Donovan, Wear Your Love Like Heaven. Brent Robley is going to take the Mickey Newberry. Mickey Newberry. We have Crosby and Nash, and the name of this one's called Wind on the Water. That's one of the few left in the bin. $6.99. Fog Hat, Tight Shoes. Gary and the Pacemakers. Also Dobie Gray, Doug Kershaw, Cliff Richard, The Best of Lovin' Spoonful, Volume 2. Melissa Manchester's Greatest Hits. Christy Burr, The Getaway. And there's 2 copies of Cat Stevens. There's another one. There's 2 copies of Catch Bullet 4. If anybody else wants one, that one is $6.99. $6.99. All righty. Well, I brought up 3 crates of $6.99 records, and everything that's left will very easily fit into one. So we've sold 2 entire bins of $6.99 records. Anybody else on anything in here? Lillian says she'll take one. That's one of the Cat Stevens. Sherry was second. I would like to, I guess, do usually on a Saturday night. I don't really have plenty more to show you, hundreds of bins, but now I'm going to offer what I never have time to do and what we usually reserve for Saturday nights, and that is maybe some final requests. Now's the time where you can ask me, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? Do you have that? If it's anything vintage or OG you're looking for, if you're looking for a first pressing of Metallica Ride the Lightning, we don't have it. But if you're looking for a new copy, we do. So Kevin Huffman says, I'll take the White Lie. That was $6.99. But I'm going to try to wind down the show here so I can eat. And we got more stuff to tag after the show. High-end bin. I have a high-end bin here behind me, but there's not much in it. The other one is somewhere buried in the office. That's where the rest of our Japanese stuff is too. But I don't know what's happened to it. It's somewhere around here. I do have a high-end bin here behind me, though. I can show it. We've went through it several times, but I'll be very flexible on offers. Yes, 90125, 10 from 6. I don't have that, and I don't have that. Joe Hawkins wants Fog Hat, 80s New Wave alternative crates. None of our vintage is sorted either, so that's also the problem with that. I really don't have that. Well, also, New Wave is pretty much an instant seller like metal. New Wave sells just as good as metal, so we really don't have a lot of that laying around. Joe Hawkins, I'm assuming you wanted Fog Hat for $6.99. I don't think we have Black Crow Shake Your Moneymaker. No, that one's back out of stock. The high-end bin, we have a Alice Cooper Unofficial for $99.99. Also, Grateful Dead, Working Man's Dead. This is $99.99. Somebody wants to make a fair offer on this, I'll sell it. It is the OG Green Warner Brothers Press. Grateful Dead, that's $99.99. So is the Alice Cooper. Kiss is $1,500. That's $1,500. It's Sonic Boom. It's autographed. It's sealed. It's sealed and it's never been opened, and it's colored vinyl. I think I said sealed and never been opened 3 times. That's $1,500. Also looking for a fair offer. I'm looking for fair offers on all these really expensive records, like With the Beatles. That's a hard-to-get MoFi pressing, EX condition, $59.99. That's because it has one mark that does not affect play. That's $600 on the Beatles. Gypsy is from 1970, and that is $74.99. Gypsy is $74.99. I actually, for the first time ever, can say I don't have the Beatles. There's another John Prine. I'm telling y'all, these are everywhere now. I could never get it. Now we're down to like 1 or 2 copies though. John Prine is $64.99. We auctioned one of those off earlier. Elvis is sealed. This is back in Memphis. No saw marks, no punch outs. That's $350. That's Elvis back in Memphis, an original sealed, $350. It's never been opened. From Elvis in Memphis, once again, sealed, OG press. If you were to open this, it would be on an orange OG label. That is $250. That's never been opened. And Elvis for Everyone. This is a 70s reissue, $99.99. What's the most expensive album you have in the shop right now? That's for sale. Probably this Kiss album. But I don't really know. Probably the Kiss album. Yeah, well, it's probably two or three different Kiss albums. We got a couple rare, new, sealed, colored vinyl Kiss variants that are pretty pricey. The really expensive stuff doesn't stay around too long, Sean, as you know that. The really expensive stuff gets sold at auction as soon as we get it in. So, also, Hot Rod, Charlie Ryan, $49.99. We have a MoFi pressing with Le Jazz Grand, Michael Legrand, RMI keyboard computer. This is $49.99. Dale Memphis, LA Memphis, Tyler, Texas, $49.99. Jackson Heights is sealed. Also, the Wallace Brothers, Soul, $149.99. Neil Young, that is at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. That's VG Plus, $49.99. Earth Groove, Pandit Pranith, that is VG Plus, $49.99. The Miracles doing Mickey's Monkey, that's a VG copy for $49.99. 63 mono, does have some writing on the back. Sir Douglas Quintet is $49.99 from 1970. Frank Zappa, 200 Motels, that's a 71 Terre Haute with booklet and poster. EX, $79.99. MAD, MAAD, $74.99. New Colony 6 Breakthrough, $124.99. Combat Wounded Veteran Test Pressing, $59.99. The Boys Alternative Chartbusters, $29.99. MoFi Sticks, $149.99. Allen Blood, Heart Full of Soul, that's signed, $74.99. New Rotary Connection was $74.99. And Monkey's Head, $99.99. That is one of many high-end bins, but I feel like that one's been gone through quite a bit. Probably need to put those on eBay or Discogs. Probably won't show those again for a while. I've auctioned about everything that's auctionable. Now, Brent Robley, I know you asked for the high-end bin, and at one time we were working on a deal on this, and if you still want to honor your original offer, which I think was $100, I think the first night you were trying to buy that, you offered $135, and I was keeping it at sticker price. But I don't know, we can do a different deal or work on something if you're still interested in that. It's Sticks Grand Illusion MoFi. Looking for some Skull Crush if you ever come across some. Sherry Darnell. Tanner will please make a note of that right now, Skull Crusher. If there'll be nothing else, I'm going to stop there. I am very excited to eat some supper, and we got some more stuff to tag and flip crates. We've had a great week. I hate to sign off at 11:16 on Saturday night, but we've sold a lot of stuff, and I could keep going and keep going. We'll do that again next week. We'll be back Monday doing the same thing 6 days in a row starting Monday. Paul offered $49.99 for MAD. Sell that to Paul Bill for $49.99. Can I get the no doubt from the first bin? You can. Yes, rest in peace, Bob Barker. I'm sure we all grew up at some point or another or remember a time in our life where we were watching The Price is Right with Bob Barker. That was like during the summer. That's what I remember. It's like Pop-Tarts and Price is Right. Or cereal and Price is Right. Usually Pop-Tarts. Patty, I've got you down for no doubt, $29.99. If anybody else wants one, let me know. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this week. Invoices will start going out Monday. We've had a great show. We'll do it again all next week. 6 more shows coming up. We're in the process of trying to buy some collections. We've got plenty, as you can see, records all ready to sell, plus new stuff in the back that's never been touched. We're going to keep showing you a lot of records for a long time. We're going to be here a long time doing this. So thanks everybody for watching. See y'all again next week, and see you then.